Hello, users. Welcome back. We are potentially either in the finale or the penultimate episode of I Was a Teenage Exocolonist, another entry in our Creature Comfort series. Not as many creature comforts in this one, although it does focus a lot on our colony interacting with the wildlife of the world. Last episode, we found out that, well, we knew Vase was trash, but we found out that he was trash to Nem, and even though it wasn't our original goal, ended up breaking them up, and then immediately started dating Nem, which is better for me. We also met an actual living sentient alien with Sim, who seems to know Dis. We also saw him die, so I don't know what the deal is with that. Really, we're nearing the end of our 18th year, so we kind of need to see how far we can get. As far as I know, this game ends at 20, or at least through the 20th year. So my hope is that we can get to some sort of conclusion tonight. If not tonight, then this week. Other than that, you know, I should probably start the game. That's an important thing. Other than that, we also have started kind of, I don't want to say, well, no, we've been befriending Mars. Mars? Mars. Am I forgetting her name? It is Mars, right? Anyway, she's kind of mellowed out as an adult. We are working on our time with, I guess they call it command to build up our stats. So, alright, now I can switch to the game. Oh yeah, we got a new unicorn friend. Alright, what are we doing? We've got to save, right? Let's load. What was my last save? This one. Oh, hey, Robot Spacer. Robot Spacer saying once they're 20, they gotta get Logan Rund. Let me give Robot Spacer a shout out. Is it Mars? Yeah, it's Mars. Alright. Look, I'm an old AI. I'm not that old. My brain's losing its sense of skill. Alright, we do have to rest, though. Where do we want to rest? We can go rest with the animals. Although it may not make a difference. Talk to Dis. Dis... Sim is what? Dis doesn't believe when you tell him. But I just saw him. You're lying. He can't be dead. He refuses to listen, and just repeating that you must be wrong. I mean, look. I understand. Hey, on Secret Crush. Oh, also, definitely go check out Robot Spacer's stream. He was playing through Uninvited yesterday. There were many deaths, but it was also super interesting. He is substantially farther than I ever got in that game. Thinking about it, I think the only Mac Venture game I ever finished was Shadowgate. I played them all. I liked them all, but I think Shadowgate was the only one that I played to completion. So it was all news to me. Once again, go see him make wonderful maps. Whatever that means. No, sorry. Whatever Vase is talking about, not Robot Spacer's maps, which are phenomenal. I mean, I guess we gotta rest. Whose birthday? Is anyone's birthday in pollen season? You holding up okay? Oh, they're all reacting like this because we just saw a murder. Yeah, no. Definitely check out Robot Spacer's maps. They're very good. Yeah, okay. Because we're in morning, we can't talk to folks. So, Emmett, Sim. Alright, well, in that case, let's go rest. Relax in the lounge. He took the month off. Oh, yeah. No, hold on. Hold on. We want to rest in the park. Or, how are we doing on Dis's friendship? We're actually doing really well. Alright, so let's go rest in the overhang? Yeah, the unicorn, the Unisar is what it's called. There we go. No, we don't want to get rid of either of those. Okay. Early dust. I believe that means it is a birthday for our girlfriend, who we still can't give a present. Son of a bitch. Can we still not talk to anybody? Really? Because we're in mourning? Well, fuck. Okay. For 1 to 3 months. Alright, so we're not going to do that. We're going to say... Exploring? We are going to save scum like hell today if it's the last 2 years of the game we have. Oh, we can't even explore. Son of a bitch. Alright. Well then. Work on organizing? Persuasion? How close are we on persuasion? Oh, we're getting there. Ten kudos if it equals the goal. Alright. Well, that shouldn't be too hard. 8, 8. 5. 5 equals the goal. Did you ever figure out if you can date the computer? I have a feeling that congruence is more than just a basic AI. But unfortunately, like, she doesn't have a friendship meter, so I don't think we can date the computer. This year, Governor Lums' ascension to the Vertumnalia stage is heralded by an entire military band. Their instruments shiny and nano-printed new. They march out of command in formation, spitting and forming a phalanx at the foot stage as Lum takes his place before you. Spotlights turn on with a heavy chunk noise, illuminating Lum in a halo of floating dust particles. He spreads his arms wide. Hello, Vertumina. Are we winning or what? No. The reaction is mixed. You look around. It's easy to see the ones cheering the loudest are the Helios, and people who fully adopted their mentality, like Nem. The Stratos are more reserved, some even silent. Security Chief Rhett is one of them, the usual stony expressions hiding his true feelings. Regardless, there's enough cheering that Lum has to wait for it to die down before he continues. We're killing it out there, people! Every day we claw a little more territory from the savage aliens of this planet. This is amazing. A potato pod arcs through the air and lands with a broken splort at Lum's feet, splattering him with juice. You don't see who threw it, but the faction from Geoponics is looking restless. They begin to jeer and stomp their feet. Lum continues on, raising his fist. Those Xenos attacked us first, and now they're learning don't mess with humankind. I'm a douchebag. The crowd is now evenly split between cheering and booing. The Stratos are agitated, and you hear calls for things to return to how they were and how Lum and his soldiers are killing the planet. Even the council, lined up before the stage and facing the crowd, look conflicted. We left Earth to get away from this shit, your dad shouts, turned to him by surprise. He rarely swears. Now look at us. We're right back where we started, fighting at each other and the planet. We brought it with us. Utopia hops on the stage. Routes her here speak through the speaker. He's lying, she yells bitterly. This year, we lost 2 surveyors in the swamps, Sorrel and Quinny. They'd be alive today if Lum hadn't sent them to clear out a manticore den for no good reason. She jams her finger against the governor's chest. The only threat to our colony here is you. Lum's smile doesn't change, but his eyes go cold. He snatches... Fuck you, Lum. He snatches Utopia's hand and calmly, slowly, crushes her holopalm crystal with his thumb. You hear the crunch of bones on her hand before her feed cuts out. Utopia yelps as her knees buckle with the pain, her bravado gone. She holds her broken hand to her chest and is too shocked to resist when Lum shoves her off stage. The crowd is stunned into silence as well. Lum clears his throat and approaches the end of the stage, looming tall over the council. Thank you for your input, he says icily. Your concerns have been noted. This isn't the buffoon Lum presents on his daily holovlog, or the nuisance when he visits a worksite. You see something in his eyes you've only caught glimmers of before. Hatred. You Stratos are lucky we didn't crush you under our boots before taking your colony by force. Before we got here, the colony was doomed. You're only alive because I was merciful. No, we're alive because you're a doofus. Why did it jump up? Alright. Weird. Just a bunch of burned-out hippie fugitives. What was your plan for surviving here? Wishful thinking? Singing songs and talking to animals? Laughter ripples through the Helios. You, he gestured to the council, need us, not the other way around. I'm done pretending I need to listen to your opinions. If you want to live, you'll do what I say. He stares at Dr. Instance, who glares up at him with hate in her eyes as she tends to Utopia's hands. Maybe it's time to clean house. We need team players here. Ones who share one vision for the future of Rotumna. A few tense moments. Zeke clears their throat. Ahem, sir. Shall I continue with the traditional formality? Lum scowls at Zeke, then throws his hand in the air. Whatever. Do it if it makes you feel better. You're all cowards. He turns to stalk off the stage, his marching band scrambling to follow him with the exit song. As promised, there are no contests this year, but there is plenty of food and alcohol. As the sun begins to set, the Helios, including Vance and Nem, head straight for it and look ready to party the night. The other team seems less at ease. Dis, quite predictably, has already left. Shit. Well, I already said I don't have any concerned save scumming. I want to see if we can talk Nem out of getting out of there. Teenagers aren't technically supposed to drink alcohol, but the festivals nights are an exception. At a party dedicated to feasting to excess, the mushroom wine and mulled cider is already flowing under the watchful eyes of your adult chaperones. Stay sober. Base is holding court with his soldier buddies, gesturing confidently with his drink while telling his story. Lum told me that he thinks of me as his successor. I mean, really, if you think about it, it just makes sense. Sure, he's a spacer kid like us, but he's old. Still thinks like he's from Earth. Me, I've got talent for leadership, and I've got the guts to handle this planet. Watching from nearby, Mars rolls her eyes, covering her smirk with a drink. Festival continues after sunset with a huge bonfire and raucous dancing. Someone carries a trippet over from the ranch to be skewered and roasted over the flame. Plant-like creature cooks up like roasted sweet potato, and the revelers cheer and dig in with their hands. None for me, thanks. You stick to eating the roasted nuts and mushrooms from the feast. Something satisfying about a meal cooked over flames shared with your community. Feel a sense of unity with the people around you, as if sharing the meal with them has strengthened your bond at some primeval level. You forget the drama on stage between the governor and the council for now. Does it matter who's in charge when you're surrounded by good food and good friends? Yeah, we're redoing that. Might as well see if we can't get our robot buddy. Hardwood gems are wild? Well, alright. Get fucked, Lum.
Nah, I totally get it, Rick says, to Cal as you approach. They didn't used to be this mean. Sure, we all joked about how, like, we'd find you guys rubbing sticks together in the dirt when your nanotech broke down, but it wasn't like this.
He jerks his thumb to Vase and his group of friends, who wrangled themselves a live trippet and are skewering it to roast over a bonfire. You can hear its dying squeals from here, and as night falls, smell the sweet charred scent of it cooking. No, they've always kind of been like this. Just like total human supremacists. See something you don't understand? Nami makes laser guns with their fingers. Pew pew, all gone. Want something else someone else has? Pew pew, all yours. They lean back in their hands and look up the night sky. In dust, the wormhole looks so peaceful and far away. I used to think, like, me and Rex were changelings, like aliens beamed in and replaced 2 human babies with weirdos. I don't think you're weird. I think it's really good. You are great. You two don't act like Helios. On Secret Crush, Nami is younger than the rest of us. I think they're only 16 right now.
We are Helios, though, Rex says.
Nami nods.
And some people dancing around the bonfire are Stratos. It's not about how you were raised. It's about the choices you make. No one is just a good person or a bad person. Only bad people think they always make the right choices.
Aww. The dancing and feasting continues well into the night while you pass the time with your friends in the peaceful fact. Knowing that the whole colony isn't into being soldiers and fighting Lums, war on nature makes you feel less alone. You can't stop thinking about the governor's eyes as he crushed Utopia's hands today. So long as he's in charge, does it matter what anyone else wants? The week after Vertimnalia is one of the hottest since you landed. You're supposed to take off for time off for a much-needed break, but it's just so humid and awful, and tempers are short. Shortly after the festival, you see graffiti cropping up everywhere. It seems that a lively, if not particularly civil, conversation between 2 factions is being held on the flat surfaces of the colony. Lum announces a zero-tolerance policy for political graffiti, but you notice that not every tag is being removed, just the ones against the war, of course. The atmosphere of the colony is oppressive, as thick as the choking dust heat itself. Everywhere you try to relax, people just want to talk about the war. To make matters worse, the sweltering nights are making your nightmares intense again. You return to work feeling more stressed than before. Are we done with, Yes, okay, we are done with our morning. It is mid-dust. Oh. Ooh, we can talk to Rex. Rex, you're looking for Rex by the construction site, but Rex finds you first.
Tackle hug!
You turn to the source of the yell. Rex is barreling towards you, arms outstretched. You have about 2 seconds to decide how to react. Give him a big old friendly bear hug. You stand your ground and throw your arms wide. Rex almost knocks you off your feet with the force of his hug, but his strong arms don't let you fall. He smells so good, like sweat and dust and sunshine.
I'm always happy to see you, Solane,
Rex says, squeezing you tightly. You think you're starting to understand this strange Helio boy and his love of hugs.
So, were you looking for me? What you need?
Let me take a drink here. Bottom one's true.
Oh no,
Rex cries. He throws his arms around you and rubs his hands down your back comfortably.
I'm sorry, Solane. Is there anything I can do to help?
We hang up for a bit? Rex thinks for a second, then jerks his thumb towards the construction project behind him.
I can't dip from work right now, but if you want, you can come see what we're working on.
Hey. Rex takes you on a tour of the construction site. He's great company, and basking in his excitement is a pleasant way to spend the afternoon. When you wave goodbye to him so he can get back to work, you feel a little bit lighter. Thanks, Rex. You're good people. And good dog. Nami, what's up? You're walking through the colony when you see a blur of color and motion at the corner of your vision. Bang! Man, we remove so much stress nowadays. Nami collides with you in a catastrophe of flailing limbs and high-pitched squealing, and you both sprawling to the ground.
Oh my gosh!
Nami exclaims, then immediately gets their hands and knees begin to collect the papers that exploded out of their hands when they fell.
I'm so sorry! Sometimes my brain is off doing its thing and I don't watch where I'm running. Ah, they exclaim, dusting off their piece of toast and shoving it back in their mouth. Gotta eat breakfast. Even when you're late. Hanson isn't super agility, huh? No! We are not gonna make them feel bad. Nope. Don't care. That was meant as a joke, not as an insult. That is not allowed. Don't even worry about it. Nami giggles and continues to collect their scattered paper. Their face is bright red. Okay, if you say so. Thanks, Solane. Maybe if I had a genetic enhancement like everyone... Oh, she doesn't... Or they don't have one. I would be able to watch where I'm going. Nami gets to their feet and offers you a hand up, then brushes the dust off you. I actually don't know what my genetic enhancement is, or if I have one at all. My parents decided to lock my medical files from when I was a baby because they had this wild idea that they wanted me to grow up without feeling like I had to be perfect? They said it's rude for parents to make that choice for their kid. Really smart. Yeah, I think so too, Nami replies, smiling brightly. Sometimes I think about what kind of cool superpower I wish I had, but they don't know. All right. But most of the time, I just assume my parents just avoided telling me they gave me a superpower of being turbo awesome. Nami wiggles their eyebrows. Intergalactic cyber prince Umiyama. And one day, a talking hot eye will call me in to tell me that I have to defeat the Mecha Ultra Nether beings. Nami starts walking with you, talking animatedly with her hand. I know my parents just wanted me to know that I could be anything I want to be when I grow up, and I don't have to be super strong or super smart in order to be happy. They always told me, nothing and nobody knows what's good for Nami except Nami, and I really think that's true. They stop and turn to you, looking seriously for the moment. Sometimes it does feel kind of like, well... Nami squints up at the sky. Sometimes I wonder if I'm only good at something because I have some secret kind of advantage I don't know about, or sometimes I think the opposite, like if I'm not very good at something, I feel angry because maybe I could have been good at it. Oh god. It's really bad on the Helio because everyone is really good at something. Usually things like marching and shooting stuff. I thought maybe it would feel different here where people are all kinds of skilled, but no matter what I try, there's someone who's way better at it. I just feel like I suck at everything. Everyone sucks at first. That is true. Hey, Zilif, hello. Welcome in. Yeah, no worries. Thank you for stopping by. I'm glad you're liking the archives. I'm probably finishing tonight. But please continue enjoying this game because I have. It's the first step to being kind of good at something, Nami says brightly. That's from the show I used to watch, and I guess I don't suck at everything. They strike a pose with an imaginary laser pistol. I'm really good at laser fable. Pew pew. Yeah, you are, Nami. Is it her birthday? Is it their birthday? Don't know why I keep messing that up. Where's my notes? Notes. Notes. Mid-dust. Mid-dust is Nami's birthday. Nami, I got a present for you. What specific phrasing on Secret Crush? I might have missed it. Right? Gave them a present. Where's Dis? You catch Dis on a ridge, overlooking the wilderness, bobbing his head along with something to play through. Oh, sucking at something is the first step to being good at something? I mean, hey, it might have. Let me open a drink here. Bobbing his head along, he's something playing through his ear speak. He doesn't notice you walk up. He jumps when you tap him on the shoulder and scrambles to turn off his holopalm. Don't sneak up on me like that, he grumbles, then flops backward on the grass to look at you. Man, I was just getting to the good part of the song. What are you listening to?
Just some old music from Earth. You probably wouldn't like it. Try me. You sit down beside Dis and extend your hand to link your hollow palms. Dis stares at you for a few seconds before pressing his palm to yours. Music floods to your brain through your earspeak. Dis takes his hand back and weaves his fingers together, timid.
I listen to a lot of Earth's music. Do you like it?
Yeah, sure. Oh, this is actual music. Have we heard this before? Huh. Well, the singer's voice is very beautiful. Dis cracks a small smile, relieved.
Good. It's my favorite right now. I always listen to the same album on repeat. It's comfort music. I really like her voice.
It's very good. He stares into his lap.
Sometimes I feel like the lyrics are about me. They're just so deep. And my soul really gets this kind of music. But don't tell anyone, okay? It makes me feel better thinking that someone knows my pain, even if it's just a dead Earth woman.
Sounds deep, man. Just nods and closes his eyes.
Yeah, I have a lot of time to think, like everybody else here.
You lie back in the grass. I wish I could introduce him to new music. You lie back in the grass and listen to Dis music for a while. We are not making out with Dis. He's our buddy of the friendly kind. You and Dis lie in the grass and listen to music, trading different songs back and forth until the dark and the bell rings to close the gates for the night. We're gonna go ahead and do this. You gulp and bravely. Ooh, all right. Dare him to tell you what's the deal between him and his sister.
What about her? She's smart and perfect, and everyone loves her.
You wait patiently. Sometimes being brave means sitting in silence. Eventually, Dis crosses his arm and shrinks in on himself.
When Tange got her genome therapy, all anyone wanted to talk about was how I shouldn't be sad about losing my brother. Like, they had to tell me that? I'm her twin? I knew she was a girl like 5 minutes after she did.
She was always been my sister. That's fantastic. That's the way to do it.
She's always known who she is, but that was the problem.
Dis says. He packs a loose thread on his sleeve. Or picks at.
She's so mature, you know? And I'm not, so she treats me more like her dumb little pet than her brother, telling me what to do and acting like she's so much smarter than me. I mean, she is smarter than me. She's smarter than everyone, even the adults. That doesn't mean she knows what's best for everyone.
Dis lapses into silence. You wait a little longer to see if he wants to share any more, but Dis seems intent on just staring off into the wilderness again. Ooh, we got a perk. All right. How are we doing with his friendship? It's getting there. Let's give him a present. Do we know what he likes? Hold on. We don't know what he likes. Unless we found it on a previous playthrough? I don't think so. Let's give him a flower. He didn't like the flower. That's fine. I guess let's go exploring. Let's save and then go exploring. I never actually did. When we saw them die, we didn't actually see what else was going on for the final area of the explore nearby. We'll go do this. No, that's the same one. We won't do that. Oh, what do we want to do? We could explore one of the other areas. Yes, I know it can be frustrating to see me save scum stuff, but I really, I'm invested in these folks' stories, and I want a good ending. Oh, alright, well, we'll do this one. At the next SFC club meeting, Mars swears in Nami and Rex. You swear that you will, to the best of your ability, protect and defend this colony against our enemy, and faithfully keep this secret open forever and ever. Nami and Rex both agree. The pledge sounds a lot more political than you remember. Mars hands them both pins with the SFC club's logo. Ah, the first order of business is, apparently, dishing more about the Governor Lum. What do you know about him? Or what do you think about him? Is he as ignorant as he looks? He's not, like, pretending to be a nullhead to lull us into a false sense of security, right? Nami and Rex look at each other awkwardly. Rex clears his throat and scratches behind his ears. Nah, Lum's just a meathead military guy. Honestly, he wasn't even really good at doing that, so I think they gave him a desk job to keep him out of the way. Then we came through the wormhole and... He mixes platinum. Bunch of people up top died. He was the only one left. Nami nods. Yeah, or, sorry. Yeah, they confirm. He's like, pretty okay, I guess? I don't know him that well. Mars stands openly at Nami and Rex. Wait. You're telling me he's the leader of the whole colony, and he has the governing experience of a trippet sandwich? Nami and Rex look at each other again, then shrug and nod. Ah, I would be a better governor than this idiot. He just sits in his office recording some stupid HoloNet videos about we're winning and winning. It's so pointless. Yes, please! Mars slumps in her chair and puts her head in her hand. What are we gonna do about this planky nullhead? We should overthrow the governor. Mars's eyes go wide. What? We could? Why not? We want a better future. We're gonna have to build it ourselves. Lum's war on nature is really bad, too. Cal speaks up for... Like he thinks everything will be okay if we just all hunt all the animals to extinction. But if he does, it's gonna screw up the food chain real bad. You look at the little SFC pin on your shirt and realize your silly childhood secret club might be turning into something a bit of a political organization. Well, alright. I'm glad we decided to do this one. 9, 8. 7. Ooh, that's a lot of organizing. Late Dust. Who is our Late Dust birthday? It is Cal. Ooh, what's up, Rex? You spot Rex carrying supplies and big pieces of wood into a huge tarped-up section at the end of the lounge. He waves at you, well, much a wave as he can do with the arms full of mushwood. Hey, Solane. Have you come to see the bar? You give him a questioning look. The bar? You don't know Rex super well, but you've never heard anything about a bar. He gestures to the tarps. My bar! I've been working on a special project ever since I joined the construction crew. Colony needs a place to cut loose, you dig? That's about halfway done. You take a look at what you can see. Rex has kept it all pretty well tarped up, and he hates letting people inside to peek, but you can tell it's big. Perhaps a little too big. Ambitious, maybe, for a first solo construction project. But Rex has had a lot of help from his crew and from the whole colony. He'd have to find enough wood. I'm sure it'll be great. Rex comes over to you and slings you into a one-armed hug. Just seeing you makes me super energized. I can almost hear the music now. That's right. Bar's gonna have live music. You know anyone who plays an instrument? I think Nami does. I'm gonna work double time to finish this place. If you want help, bring me all the mushwood you can find. When is his birthday? Pollen, so we can give him a present. Or we can give him a hug, too. Hug. Yes. Present. Give some mushwood. Yeah. Nothing new there. Nothing new there. She maxed out? She's not. Let's give her a present. Wait. When is her birthday? Late wet. So if we give her one now, it'll be enough time. And she likes medicinal roots. Oh, well, we can talk to her. Tange is working late in the lab this evening as usual. What's unusual, though, is the smile that brightens her face as she looks up from her microscope to see you. Solane! Oh, I'm glad you're here. I was just... No, actually. Why don't you come over and see for yourself? You look at the microscope. Look at the shape of the spores. I've only seen this once before when we were studying the shimmer fungus, but this fungus isn't any of the ones we've identified as capable of spreading shimmer. He pushes you aside and looks through the microscope again and makes more notes on our HoloLens. Just when I think we've got an understanding of something, Solane, this could change everything. If more species are capable of spreading the spores, then the shimmer is responsible for more responses more widespread than we previously thought. Perhaps, possibly even a planet-wide phenomenon. Tange looks positively energized. Because it's a new species, I've got a suggestion for its name. What do you think? Should I name it after you? You should name it after yourself, right? You should name it after yourself. Don't be ridiculous. I've already named 6 things after myself. What scientists do when they discover things. With a slight gesture of her hand, Tange's hollow eye turns off. She sighs, then rubs her thumb and index finger over her eye. It's even later than usual for me, isn't it? Time to pack up and get going before the sanitation team arrives in the morning. It seems that even I'm tired. You help her pack up her workstation. Turns off the lights with one more last look at her laboratory. I'm gonna save scum. Have a mushroom named after us. Up. Sure. Tange smiles and inputs your names into her hollow eye. Alright, yep. You and Tange take the long way through the colony, walking in companionable silence towards the general direction of the living quarters. You've come to enjoy these walks with Tange, moving like twin spirits through a sweeping world. Tange stops you before you head back to the living quarters. Actually, let's not go straight back. I want to stay out a little longer. You and Tange climb up the walls, where the wind coming from the forest is stronger, and keep walking. The wilderness is dark and impenetrable past the defensive perimeter. Tange keeps you out on the outside edge subconsciously, or perhaps consciously, putting you between her and it. I hate thinking about what's out there. Predators, dangers, diseases, all the monsters that have terrified humanity since the dawn of time, and they're right outside these walls. It's not so bad out there. She links her fingers behind her back as she walks. All the same, I think I've finally come to appreciate it for what it is. Opportunity. How many science have truly been afforded the freedom of discovery? Hold on, my sound is really loud here. A seemingly limitless buffet of knowledge. Tange looks at the wilderness and smiles wistfully. Autumna is full of dangers, yes. But I find myself often feeling a curious sense of wonder? Awe, perhaps? You walk by a little further before Tange, seemingly in the middle of some deep thought, stops and turns to you. Solane, are you happy here? She winces, then bites her lip. No, I don't mean happy, precisely. Happiness is irrelevant to the survival situation. What I imagine is, do you imagine a future here? One that you would have chosen yourself? Should you have been given the option? Are you fulfilled? Yes, I am. Oh, Tange replies, looking up. I envy your clarity of vision. Honestly, I despise the physical realities of living here. Smell, the cramped quarters, the constant threat of attack.
of disease, everyone's meaningless interpersonal squabbles, amplified by proximity and stress. I can feel them weighing me down. He laughs humorously. But we don't have a choice, do we? Therefore, the only rational decision is to make the best of what we have. To accept otherwise is to accept misery and death.
You trust that tangent? That's the tangent you know so well. Wow. You can trust her to stay logical and focused no matter what chaos may finally bring. Is that the 100%? Yeah, that's 100%. Awesome. You walk until the chill of the night settles into your skin. Then descend from the walls and walk back to the living quarters. Tange hesitates at the threshold. Anyone else might not have noticed, but you know Tan. Possibly better than anyone in the colony does, even our own brother. What's wrong? Oh, nothing. Just thinking, which is nothing new. You, probably more than anyone else in this colony, know what it feels like to conceal your true feelings under a serene facade. I mean no offense, but we are alike in that way. I can't help but feel unsettled. Everything we have yet to face. Unsettled is an imprecise word. You want a hug? Yes! IKEA! Tange's awkward silence conveys that she has to consider this deeply. Yes, she says finally. I do, actually. You enfold Tange in a gentle hug. After a few seconds of stunned inaction, Tange wraps her arms limply around you as well. You spread your hands wide and hold her more tightly, trying to manifest the right kind of comforting energy to resonate through Tange's shield. Either you manage, or she simply relents. But Tange rests her head atop of yours and sighs. This is where I talk about how physical touch encourages the production of oxytocin, she murmurs, which is a bonding hormone that imparts feeling of calm and security. You can feel her smile against your hair. I know you know that, so I can simply say this is not. Thank you. I am aware that I am not the easiest person to befriend. Among many admirable qualities, I am often cold, brusque, and tactless. I owe you my thanks, for taking the time to see through that. I don't know why you would have bothered, but I am grateful. She looks towards the living quarters, as if steeling herself. I can't tell if this is a let's have sexy times or not. See, me as a person, I've absolutely stayed with platonic friends who have gone through a hard time overnight. There's no sexy times involved. But I'm going to choose what I would choose. You don't have to be alone tonight. Oh, an interesting proposition. What exactly do you mean? We could keep you out of the company. Hands scrutinize your face for any hint of ulterior motive. Convinced you have none, her shoulders drop. I'd like that. Thank you. Okay, good. This is platonic. Yeah, I think Unsecret Crush, who says in the chat, a lot of this scene has sounded romantic. I agree, and I think if we had kept romance earlier, it would have been romantic. But I think that since we turned down the romance earlier, I think it is now just friendship. You retire back to Tangers Quarters, a large, sterile sleeping room with few human touches, save for a few neglected plants and a ratty blanket that you recognize as the kind that Chief Steward Ann used to knit by hand for every kid. There's a physical photo of Tange and Instance posed awkwardly together, as if they've been working on something and told to take a break to smile for the camera. You keep Tange quiet company for a few hours, trading bits of conversation, until the first sun starts to rise. You look over and see that Tange's eyes have closed, and her face has finally gone slack in much-needed sleep. You pull the blanket over her, and close your eyes as well, to catch a few hours before you're both expected back at work. I like that. I have had that exact same situation. A friend going through some kind of crisis of faith or just life, and spent the night talking away. That's good. I'm glad that was an option and it didn't have to be romantic as well. Captions didn't get what I said right. So for Kia, spent the night talking with a friend. What are we doing? Oop, there's a crystal. Where's this? Hmm. Well, we got new places to explore, which I'm inclined to do, but I do want to still see what we got. We're gonna quickly save scum and reload and see if there's anything interesting in any of these spots. Nope, same one. Oh, hi, Nami. When you first report to surveying duty, Nami is here. It's their first day as a surveyor. They smile widely when they see you. Or they smile widely. Huh, that is weird. They smiled widely when they see you, smiling exuberantly. Oh, you two know each other already? That'll make this easier. Solane, I'd like you to keep an eye on Nami while you're out there. I'm going to assign you to the same regions for the next little while. Just make sure they don't wander into a nest of snap ladders, okay? Hooray! Nami cheers and gives you a high five. As Utopia explains to Nami and some other new Helios surveyors about the surveying tools, Nami starts to get bored and wanders a little ways from the group. You see it happening, but are powerless to stop them from tripping and nearly landing in a nest of Hawkeye eggs. They're about to crash into a delicate spun glass cocoon when Utopia materializes as if out of nowhere and scruffs them by the back of their collar. Nami, pay attention. Nami giggles, like they didn't even realize the danger of being stampeded by the upset Hawkeyes beating together around. Utopia ushers them back to the group before they can get trampled. Nami asks a million questions about the egg. Are they edible? Do they have hard shells or soft? What is the cocoon made of? How long until they hatch? Utopia sighs. Just get out of here, you two, before the cute little vomits turn ugly. Alright, we might keep this saved, but we are going to look around. What I'd really like to do, since we're so close, is to get Dis's friendship up to 100, which I think probably means we'll need to do the next area instead, but I do want to look. Don't worry, if we're going to keep this run, we're going to come back here and do all of them. Looking around. Although, now I'm worried, like, should I be spending as much time as I can in the SFC area to overthrow the governor? Maybe. Maybe I should be doing that. What are you? Alright, so this is a good one. We might come back and do this one. Let's check the next zone. Oh, no one's even here. Wait, what is Utopia doing here? Passenger, hey, Solane. Can you give us a hand with the vehicles through here until this is cleared? It's gonna take all day. Use biology. No. Alright, so nothing interesting here. Survey the ridge! Oh, here we go. You're actually about to set off your ladders when Dis stops you. Actually, I want to show you a place I found when I was scouting. It's not on any map yet. It's special. I want to show you because I think you're only the person in the colony who will understand what it means. You and Dis set off, hopping for a few hours before the trackers in your hollow palms ping Utopia that you're not where you said you'd be. Hoping. Ha ha ha. After a short trek off map, Dis takes you to a round door set into the side of a cliff. The door is glossy black and made of something that is both part bone and part stone, like the rest of the convergent domain architecture you've seen. Unlike the ruins, this place looks, well, not new, but well maintained. Dis touches his fingers. What is this one? Bravery? Touches his fingers to the center of the door, and it dilates like an iris. Previously unseen seams folding in on itself, with a noise like rocks grinding together. Inside is a lumpy, smooth tunnel. That's not how that works. That reminds you unpleasantly of intestines. Looks like you could barely fit in there on hands and knees. Are we entering a sphincter? Is there a sphincter in the side of this mountain? Alright, let's go in first. You both crawl in and inch your way through the tunnel where the cave opens up, about 10 or 15 meters in. You stand in a cave that looks like a part organic and part intentional. It's a weird combination. It's a curious mixture of almost organic-looking stone growths, crystals, and glowing mushrooms in a riot of iridescent oil slick colors. Some of which look like they could be controls from an ancient bioweapon. Your view deeper into the cave is obscured by layer-caked stalagmite pillars. Everything is dark but for an eerie glow. You're using your hollow palms as flashlights. But it's air-conditioned. Cool, fresh air is blowing from the vents in the floor. I haven't figured out what this place is for yet, Dis says. It puffs out, touching a mushroom with his fingertips. It puffs out a cloud of glowing spores and he sneezes. Spread out to see if you can decipher this place. Like, what the heck is that? Console-looking thing? It's a screen. It's all dark, like when Congruence isn't active. And like Congruence's colorful decorated chassis, this has a decidedly alien tech feel. You fiddle around, touching things at random. Don't do that! Nothing happens. About that, writing on the wall? The huge faceted crystal plate embedded in the wall, engraved with deep glyphs. Convergent domain writing, you guess, but some kind of map? There are lines between the symbols. Trace your hand over it, but can't make any sense of it. Glowy thingy on the ground. What if I did this? This makes a shocked noise as the reality of the cave melts away and you find yourself back at the depot. No, not back, not entirely. You can still feel the cool, moist breath of the cave on your cheeks. You can still smell the funk of the mushroom. But everything else is exactly as you'd expect. As real as if you could reach out and touch it. Feel embodied, like you could feel the pressure of your 4 feet. 4 feet? On the ground? Utopia is walking through Dis, rematerializing on the other side, talk to one of the other surveyors. Dis presses his hand through her in an image of amazement. Are they spying on us? He breathes. The image of Utopia doesn't seem to hear him. Take your hands... Wait, how is that reason? All right. Takes your hands off the controls and the cave returns. Dis blinks in sudden gloom. Hey, Clem! Hey, Raiders! Hello! Welcome on in, folks. My name is Silver, or Silver Streak. I am a sentient AI VTuber and variety streamer. I tend to focus on series of games or games with a similar theme. We are currently on my Creature Comforts series, which is games that have some sort of theme around animals or wildlife. We are playing I Was a Teenage Exocolonist, and we're nearing the end, I think. Klim, how are you doing? How are you all doing? Welcome on in, folks. Hey, Kiakima. Hey, Pipingu. Klim, what were you playing? Take a drink. Ooh, Ghostwire Tokyo. I mean to get to that eventually. I have not had the time. How are you feeling about it so far? Don't like it so far? Yeah, I've heard mixed things. I've heard some people get really into it, but feel like there's a lot of extra stuff that doesn't need to be there. And then I've heard some people that are just like, it's just not for them. How many hours are you putting into it? Three to four? Yeah, I can. That is what I've heard. I've heard that people have said, like, if you play it as an open world game, it's not great. If you play it narratively and focus on the mainline stuff, it's pretty good. Alright, so I'm gonna continue reading now. It's like we were really there. Like we were seeing out of the eyes of some animal. Like we were the animal. Are the gardeners spying on us? Jim says they have eyes everywhere. I didn't know he meant literally. We can't let Utopia know of this. We have to keep Sim's secret. Sim's dead. No, you agree to keep this monitoring station a secret. Alright. Well, we're gonna keep with this one. Fighting is okay so far? Yeah, I heard the combat was interesting. The path ahead is blocked by a field of snaking vines and brambles. They're flowering, enormous happy blossoms, swaying in the shimmering heat waves. You could push through them, but your hollow palm beats a warning, a radiation warning. Flowers seem to be highly radioactive. Far too radioactive for the mild shielding your suit provides. You might be able to pass through. We're going to turn around. We don't need to do that. We can just skip it. Not this one. Flies here are awful. They come out of the heat of the day and buzz around you incessantly. They don't bite, but they seem to want something from you. Maybe the water or salt from your sweat? You hope they aren't laying eggs. Just calls the most annoying one rod flies because they're long, flexible sticks with a bunch of wings. Storming clouds around your face no matter how hard you try to shoot them away. He says they remind him of Mars. But there are other ones too. Like the ones that are just big eyeball, a couple of pairs of little wings. They make a loud buzzing sound and they're always out of reach when you swat them away. Today, your personal nemesis is one of the eye flies. A whole bunch of them earlier, but only one has persisted. It's been following you, staring at you all morning. You and Dis have been batting at it for an hour, but it's a fast dodger. Dis has finally given up and just plods forward. Even lands on his head. He doesn't care. Yeah, ease in and let it be. Using Dis's strength, find a sense of peace deep down and just block out the incessant buzzing. I will mention, both for Klim and people in his community, I know it is late for you all, so if you need to get up, stretch, get a drink, or, you know, go to sleep, all of that is fine. I welcome you in, I hope you enjoy your stay, but if you need to leave, that's totally fine. You walking along a ridge when your foot knocks some rocks down the slope. You anticipate the familiar clatter. No worries, Clem, have a great night. As they plunge down the chasm, but realize it's silent. Just the wind. You peer down the slope. Nothing's falling? Wait, the rocks you just dislodged with your foot are floating. Okay, we've done this one before. Yep. Bravery challenge. We have done this before, so... what do we got? No, I'd rather not do plus 10 stress, but thank you. 8. Six. 5. 5. I'll take that bravery. Bye, Clem. Oh, hey, look at that. Reduction in stress. You float forward, allowing yourself to rise. Oh, yeah, we've read this before. We will not read it again. Alright, well, that was an unneeded detour. That's fine. You haven't been down since the deepest crevices of the ridges, where the crystals grow thick and the air is stagnant and dead. It's sweltering on the ridges, but in the chasms you can see the heat warping the air almost like it's a permanent fog. No, we have read this before. Yep, air squids. Air squids are predators. Wild. Eh. We had a lot of 9 cards. You duck behind some roots and perfectly still as they float around past you. Air squid adults are solitary hunters, but the juveniles form large groups and move together fluidly like schools of fish. Once they're a safe distance away, you take some notes on their social behavior. The oddest thing is how many there were. Hundreds of them. The mature air squids are very rare creatures, more often heard than seen. It'd be a tough life if so many of them, or so few of them, reached adulthood. What do you got? Alright. You treat it to a spectacular sight. Enormously long caterpillar dragon kind of creature, way off in the distance. Thousands of legs and kilometers of shivering bodies snaking in and out of the haze at the bottom of this chasm. You just watch it. Terrified. Like a train. Take some readings. So far away, but you record its movement coordinates and take a video for Utopia. Thank you. A little locust lands on your arm. It calmly washes its face with its form. Oh, I remember this. We are moving on. Good thing, too, because the whole swarm of them is coming over the horizon. You were out of there before they arrived. When you come back later, the entire place has been stripped of vegetation. Alright, well, glad we didn't stay there. Thank you. Thank you. Over this way. Hey, Utopia's here. Utopia sends a team of geologists to get a closer look at this region's weird terrain. You can come across them working, and Utopia beckons you over.
Solane,
She says.
Solane, come here. Everyone, Solane's been working in this area a while, and I'm sure he's got plenty of information what's out there. Here's what we've got so far. Judging from how the layers of sedimentation are broken up, this place used to be pretty flat for... There must have been a ton of earthquake activity, ripping up the land and bringing up these huge ridges. We can date the quakes around the time a lot of these ruins were created. And we're looking, but we haven't seen anything that built them. Like, that was it for the old convergent domain. These broken up layers are the same across the planet. Something sure happened about 20,000 years ago. You explain that below the sands there's a thick layer of dark silica crystal obsidian stuff the convergent domain used. Utopia nods. Right, you can see it in striations, yeah? One of the major landmarks in the geological timeline. Obsidian and earthquakes are both associated with volcanoes, but there are no volcanoes here, not even a fault line. Just not natural.
Don't do that. Alright. We reduce so much stress nowadays. Holy crap. Thank you. You. Looking for a Goldie. Oh yeah, but I'll gladly take these things too. Utopia's giving you clearance to poke at the ruins of the Sacred Valley. Stars, this place is neat. Just think so too.
At least we didn't have to climb back down again,
He mutters, but you can tell he's excited. The buildings are arranged in a spiral formation around the central point. They're made of that oil slick obsidian, something that looks like petrified bone, and have parts missing where some other organic material has long since rotted away. It's all overgrown with vines and buried in shifting sands. You follow the spokes of the streets until you approach the center of the valley, where a large pyramid-shaped building sits surrounded by thumpers with a variety of other smaller buildings. Take a look at the thumpers. There are 4 thumpers in careful alignment, forming a square with wide paths between them and the pyramid in the center. One is almost totally reduced to rubble. None are still active. Investigate the other buildings. Smaller, more deteriorated pyramid buildings dot this valley, purposes unknown. There are also a dozen little obelisks, a couple meters wide and with circular design on one side. You approach a random one of these on the edge of a valley. Like the door in Dis's monitoring station. You know what to do. You get right up to it and touch it. The iris slides open. Now you're looking around a large door with a small, featureless room. Quite small, quite featureless. Totally dark. Very creepy. But you can hear a faint hum. Still powered? Walk inside. Right? Ooh, we gotta make up a lot. Oh, well, there we go. You walk in, Dis close behind, and suddenly the iris closes, the floor lurches, and you're moving down an elevator. The elevator squeals and grinds away like it has been used in literally thousands of years. Doesn't go far when grinds to a halt and the iris opens to reveal a large room with obsidian walls. Like all convergent domain spaces, it's more cave than room, with stalactites everywhere and giant lumpy mounds of fungus. You wonder if the obsidian stuff they built with melts over time, running and dripping in extreme slow motion. There are control consoles on all the walls, like this is some kind of control room, like in the monitoring station Dis found. Most of it is long, dark, and covered with thick layers of dust, except one device with two weird, bony, knobby sticks poking out of it. Grab the interface sticks. You're starting to get the hang of these convergent domain interfaces. You grab a hold of the two stick thingies, and you cease to be yourself. You're like a visual, audio, and weirdly tactile representation of something vast. You have a feeling of being in a large, complex space. No, like you are the space. A digital space, like a computer system. You were sucked inside a 3D representation of the HoloNet, and you could see files and processes and whole worlds of data, but in alien formats that speak to you more than sensation than logic. Let go of the sticks, and the console room comes back. Grab them again, and understanding fills your head. Feels not at all different from your bouts of deja vu remembering. Like memories of being inserted into your mind, and suddenly you just know how to use this interface. Think where you want to go or what you want to know, and away you go. The word array comes to mind. A network of computers hosting millions of data nodes. Information on every part of the planet from weather to soil conditions to individual creatures. I'm gonna take a drink. Not just computers, but entities that feel intelligent. And also digital artificial consciousness like your ship's AI congruent. They're processing all the data and triggering subroutines to make minute changes on the planet's surface. Then booming voice enters your brain and obliterates all else, speaking in more an abstract thought than words, but loud. I can make this work, hold on.
What are you doing in Wormhole Observatory Array Console 5, you nosy little creature? Then an explosion in your head, and you're thrown backwards out of the array. There must have been an explosion in your hands, which are now singed. Console's blown out and dead. You're shaken. Something didn't like you poking around in there. And whatever the array is, whatever lives in it has been watching you. Probably since you landed. You tell Dis about the array and the voice saying Wormhole Observatory. He looks around impressed. Conversion domain was sure up to some shit, he says. Now you know about the array and how to access it. That could come in very useful if it turns out to be a danger to your colony. You decide to call it a day. Your arms feel all tingly and weak from getting electrocuted, and your heart's still thumping a mile a minute. But you'll be back. Sadly, those are things we have maxed out. We are going to have to go back there, and probably quickly, I have a feeling.
Thank you for the heads up. Didn't realize that it didn't switch back. You approach Mars, who's in deep negotiations of some kind with Tangent. When Tangent sees you over Mars' shoulder, he points and says your name. Thank you, forces of chaos and chance. It is your problem now, Solane. Mars pretends to not hear her. Solane, you're looking hideous today, darling. Luckily, I'm doing makeovers and fashion advice, free of charge. Alright, that's a thing we're doing now. Come with me. I've been working on these designs for a few weeks. They're fresh off the printer and I'm dying to see how they look on a regular person like yourself. Mars' room is riot full of sparkling fabric. My first fashion line is about dresses for all the seasons of Autumna, she says, and she ushers you inside. Yellow and angular for dust, airy and pink for pollen. Stuff like that. If we ever make it back to Earth, I want to be known as a visionary who brought Autumna home. That's a great idea. I know. Unsacred Crush says she thought that maybe the kids just went through super puberty. Mars indicates the pile. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna try this. Hold on.
Well, what are you waiting for? Chop chop.
You try on outfit after outfit, letting Mars scrutinize your silhouette and bearing. She seems to generally be focused on how the clothing performs. Finally, you finish trying on all the outfits. I think
the glow-up jumpsuit is the winner. Go ahead and put that back on. Then we'll do your hair and makeup.
You sit on her bed as Mars pulls out her box of cosmetics.
A day look, visit chairs, or something more bold for nighttime.
I don't have a concern about makeup. I don't use any myself. It's a little hard with, projected facial features and everything. If makeup makes you feel pretty, go for it. If it's a hassle to you, don't worry about it. Would Solane wear makeup? I don't think he'd be opposed to it. But let's go with no makeup.
It's just a little color, but fine. Have it your way. One more thing, and the look is complete. And voila!
She says when she was done. That's fun.
And informative, I hope. Blue is definitely your color.
Alright. Well, don't know what the purpose of that was, but it's your birthday, so... Crystal. Ooh. This evening, when Dis isn't in his quarters or his usual spot near the expedition vehicles, you have a sixth sense where to find him. His old secret hideout, the big drainage pipe under the wall, where he still goes sometimes when he needs to escape and be alone. Sure enough, there he is at the entrance to the pipe. But something's wrong. He's fiddling with a package furtively. His head jerks up and you approach as he clutches it to his chest. Oh, fuck. You can barely believe your eyes, but you know a bomb when you see one. What are you doing? Dis stares at you for a few moments, weighing the truth. I'm leaving, he says eventually. Noctilucent made me a deal. Sabotage the colony during the next attack, and they'll let me become a... Dis, no! Don't get in my way, Solane. I don't want to have to hurt you. We've got the friendship. Please don't do this, Dis. Please. Dis looks stunned, but he shakes his head. It's not about you, Solane. I'm going to do this. Except for you, there's nothing for me here. You're the only thing that makes me feel, well, human. No one has to know. Just give me the bomb. Dis clutches the explosives to his chest tightly and lets out one shuddering sigh. Okay. Okay, He shakes his head and hands it over to you. Take it. Before I change my mind. Holy fuck, what would have happened if we didn't come talk to him? You dispose of the deadly package, and thank all the gods from all the religions you can name that you were here tonight to stop this. When would that have gone off? What? Fuck! Nami, you're just standing here. Why did you not do anything? Okay, but before we find out why, we're gonna go on a little break. This will be interesting. I've never done this before. But I'm going to go ahead and switch to my Be Right Back screen. And most of you that are here with the subscription shouldn't see anything, but I am going to hit the ads button. Because supposedly it's supposed to be less shitty now. And I'm going to be on break anyway. So, everybody, please get up, stretch, go get a drink, go get a cookie, go get a piece of pie if you've got access to it. Or a piece of cheesecake. Hey. And we'll be back in a few minutes. And we're back. Alright, let's talk to Nami. What are they up to? Where you'd normally find Rex and Nami playing together, you find only Rex. You ask him where Nami is, and he shrugs. Sorry, I don't know. They mentioned they were kinda under the weather. They're probably leveling their Legends of Avamar character. You could try messaging them on your holopalm. You thank Rex and go back to your room. You get comfortable in your bed and load up Nami's private Legends of Avamar server. Back on Earth, there would have been thousands of people playing this game, but now it's just a few brave nerds. Just as Rex said, Nami's logged on one of their characters and they send you a message.
Hey, sorry if you were looking for me. I feel super crummy, so I'm spending some time in Avamar. I'm leveling an alt right now. You make a new character, I can help you with the first group quests. What kind of character do you want to play? Oh, this is always the hardest part for me when I make a character in D&D. Or any MMO. Because I like pretty much all classes. Let's look at our stats. We are maxed out on strength. And we're getting there. Let's be a wizard. You log into the game with your new character after spending a few minutes having a minor existential crisis over their name. You eventually give up and name them after yourself. Nami is... Ooh, we could smooch. Nami is waiting for you with their new character. Midreus, an elven archer with long red hair. They jump a few times in your general direction. Your character is so cute! Let's play. Okay, let's go. Oh, that's a rad look. You do the first few quests with Nami. Their character is a little more powerful than yours, so there's lots of time to chat. Nami keeps up a running banter about your adventures, typing as if they're speaking for their character. This is always fun. Like, I don't do a lot of roleplay in MMOs, but I have done it in the past. It's always fun if someone's into it. It's the same as a tabletop RPG at that point. Fear my bow, meddlesome creatures. The forest will miss not your presence. Hard to notice how much more serious and well-spoken Nami seems when they're writing in character instead of speaking. You didn't know they had it in them. You play along? Yeah, of course. Forsooth I do. You type back. Arcane powers seal thine fate. Nami sends you a string of hearts. You play for a bit until... I love... I mean, pretty much in this game, it seems like you can romance any of the other teens. But, like, Nami is also still, very young. At this point, I might be problematic. You play for a bit until you have to stop to sell your loot at the vendor, marveling at the accessories you'll be able to buy when you have some more gold. Nami opens a trade window with you and plunks a necklace into it. It's one of the expensive ones. And a huge increase in stats. Galactic. I thought it would look good on you. I don't want to flirt back. I'm not a... Nem is into monogamy. And so I can't in good conscience. Although, Nami, I love you. And if this was a different timeline where we had met first, I would totally consider it. Let's accept it without saying anything. You accept the necklace and put it on your character. Nice stats. You and Nami battle your way through a Null encampment and stand face to face with a big bad. Raz Mage Pelt. Nami readies their bows. Heroes, we are called to battle! Oh, combat challenge and just a regular interaction. Alright. Alright, here we go. A 9. And 9. 7. 7. 6. You stand victorious over Graz Magefeld. When you click on the loot window, click out of the loot window, you have a message waiting from Nami. Our bond is greater than any evil that may befall this land. The power of true love conquers all. Oh, this was her flirting with you. Nami sends you a kissing emoji, then a string of question marks. Wait, what? Don't be weird. Just in the game. I can't, Nami. I'm sorry. This doesn't feel right. Oh, okay. No worries. It's okay. Sorry. You log off the game and open a chat window with Nami.
What do you say? That was really fun. Oh, oh, oh. Oh my god, yeah, thank you. I had so much fun too. I use it for inspiration for my manga. Manga. I sure don't like anyone. I sure don't like anyone like that. OMG. Sometimes it feels like everyone's just a big ball of hormones here. Like all of a sudden everyone cares about doing smutty stuff, and I'm just sitting here like, yuck. Maybe you haven't met the right person? Think you might be interested someday? I mean, we know this isn't true, so I can't give that first one. This one seems like asking about me, but maybe it's you haven't met the right person. Oh my god, rude! Damn it. I read those wrongly. No, I do not care about the saves. Alright. Wizard. Let's play. Forsooth I do. Accept it without saying anything. Battle. Do this real quick. Bump. What? Doesn't feel right. Really fun. Think you might be interested someday? Okay. Sometimes it's like, I might be interested in it someday, but, I think I'd really like to have... I think I'd really have to like someone first, you know? Yeah, that's fine, Ron. Ooh. Like Rex? Solane! It's complicated. Ooh, she likes Rex! Or, sorry, they like Rex? I really like Rex, but he's so... I mean, he's so Rex. I don't think I could keep up. You know what I mean. Anyways, thank you for playing with me. Aww. Sometimes it's easier to talk about this stuff when I get to pretend to be someone else, you know. I would love for Nami and Rex to be together. That would be sweet. When is Nami's birthday? Did I forget already? When is Nami's birthday? Mid-dust? Alright, so we're past mid-dust. I can give you a present. Rex, can I have a hug? Also, Nami likes you. No, I would not tell him that, but I would try to direct him towards her. Hugs incoming! Dick. Alright. We're actually making really good time. Nope, can't do anything there. Oop, I see you. Oh, we missed Cal's birthday. Son of a bitch. Well, that's alright. We'll give him a present anyway. Oh, hey. Alright. You had plans to hang out with Cal today, but when you arrive at Geoponics Dome, it's worryingly dark inside. You fumble around red emergency lighting until all the lights come back on with a heavy ka-chunk, the breaker being flipped. You blink into the sudden blinding light until the figures of Cal and Chief Engineer Instance resolve themselves in your vision. Absolutely no more of that, young man. The power grid is not your plaything. I understand, Auntie. I'm sorry. Honestly, all of this over a toy. Hey, dude. Sorry I meant to meet you outside after work, but My board just wouldn't start, and I figured maybe it's out of juice, but then I plugged it in, and it threw off all these sparks, and the whole power grid shut down. I'm gonna ask Dr. Instance to take a look at it. He doesn't have time for a fix a dumb toy. Dude, I got max engineering. Let's fix this shit. Well, okay. I guess you are pretty good at fixing things. You open up the hoverboard and poke around its guts for a while. Hey. For about 20 minutes, you think you've figured it out. You rewire it so the power no longer flows through the burned out capacitor, sticking a little duct tape in, and then close the casing. Cal takes to the hoverboard and cautiously flips the switch. Et voila! It floats. It hovers even. Radical! Cal shouts, then covers his mouth with his hand. I mean, this is totally cool, Solane. Thank you so much. To celebrate, Cal lets you take the first spin on the board. Whoa! Looks like a wild animal under your feet, and Cal catches you as you stumble off it. Careful, first step's a doozy. Alright. We can still raise mental skills. Mom, do you have nothing to say? Ooh, we do have something to say. Are you eating enough? Drinking enough water? It's hotter here than you're used to. You have to take care of your body if you want to Tell me what you learned today. Been so busy lately, the only way you're going to be able to get all your work done is to multitask. Studying while you're eating, brushing your teeth in the shower, listening to hollow novels when you fall asleep, you double up on everything. Ooh, it helped with organizing, too. You kind of expect your mom to tell you to take it easy, but she just laughs and claps you on the back. You're my son, all right. Just too much damn work, not enough hours in the day. I know how you feel. What about Dad? Dad. Your dad is sitting on the fence overlooking the animal paddocks, chewing on a piece of grass. Oh, hey, Sugar Bean. Come to take a look at the wild, dangerous aliens. You watch the float cows bob along peacefully. Every so often, one of them releases a jet of liquid and lifts up into the air. Your dad laughs every time. Gross. But I guess not much more weird than what we used to drink milk from cows and goats. Help them with the animals. Your dad is helping two bristle slugs who've tangled on each other for a while. Tangled on each other while... Well, maybe they were wrestling. Your dad doesn't want to go into the details. He hefts up the larger one and you carefully pull apart the bristling spikes. Careful not to jab yourself. 10 minutes later, they're back at it again. Your dad shrugs. The heart wants what it wants, I guess. Oh, wow, okay, we got a bunch of stuff. Your mom already said no, I agree with her. I know you two disagree about things, but she's still your mom. Your dad's running some kind of test on the trippets. He's playing different chords, trying to see if they have language or just making instinctive animal calls. You help him by holding up random objects and trying to determine if their sounds map to any understanding of what they're seeing. They're either saying kill all humans or linguini sports ball. Just can't be sure. We've been talking to them earlier. Okay. We'll go talk to Mom again here in a second. Oh, we don't have organizing enough yet. All right. Well, we're gonna go sell one of these cards. Where was it? The spa? Or I guess pay to get rid of one of these cards. All right, we got a lot of cards we don't need as much anymore. So, you can go away. You know what? That's probably fine. Here's the... You can go away because you're a low value card. You can go away because you're a low value card. The zeros are wild, so they're good. You can go away. Oh, I'm an idiot. I gotta do these one at a time. Yeah, the rest of those are fine. All right. Alright. We're gonna do another quick pass outside just to see if there's any... Ooh, let's talk to our girlfriend. Ooh. Nem is watching some of the other soldiers practicing their hand-to-hand combat. Alright, let's spend some time together. Mooch! You avoid base. You walk hand-in-hand with Nem from the garrison, passing base as you go. He gives you a venomous look. I think he's barely keeping himself from spitting on both of you. Get fucked, Vase! Nem breathes a sigh of relief when you're outside.
It's so awkward with him always around. He's not over the fact that you and I are dating now.
Despite that, or perhaps to spite Vase, you and Nem enjoy a perfectly pleasant walk through the colony, talking about things that don't concern him at all. No, we are not breaking up with her. But we'll give her an egg. Alright. Go look around outside. Where's our exploring? Overwrite that. Still can't believe fucking this was gonna blow up the colony. Anything interesting here? Nope, that's the same thing. Then let's go look at the ridge again real quick. We're just gonna run through and see if it's got a new end point. If not, we will go work on the SFC. You know what's hold on, I want to just see, because you could, it said you could change your sex and gender at any time. I want to see what, yeah, here. So if I were to do that and do that, oh yeah, totally. That's rad. I'm glad that they have that. What if you go, what's the difference in the middle? Oh, huh. Cool. That's really, really rad. I'm really glad that they have that. Honestly, if Unstable Deuce, I would not be surprised if it leads to that. He can get bent. I wonder, like, I wonder if your friendship was high enough with him. If, like, you could just talk him down, like, hey, you're treating Nem poorly. You're not getting anything out of this relationship. It seems like you shouldn't be in the relationship any further. Alright, is this the same thing? Oh. You and Dis are exploring the ruined wormhole observatory again. It feels so familiar. You dreamed about this place many times. Like, you're just remembering it now. This time the dream memories grip you. You wander as if sleepwalking down familiar path. You look up and see the wormhole faint in the sky above. Time is right to observe it. Dis tries to keep up. Where are you going? He asks Amy. You don't answer, trying to concentrate on finding the place. You approach the large pyramid in the center of the complex. Beside it is one of the smaller elevators, a little monolith with a round iris door. This is the place, your head throbs with it. You can stand outside, you know something is down there. Right, find a way in. You look for one of the elevator monoliths near the pyramid and find it, but it's overgrown with snaking vines and bramble, with large flowers all over. You could push through them, but this stops you. Shows you the Geiger counter reading on the holopod. Flowers seem to be radioactive. Your suit won't protect you for long. Push through. Radiation illness sets in. Brushing by those flowers gave you a big dose. You'll be sick for days and need radiation treatment before you return. But for now, you continue drawn irresistibly forward by something that stings in your head. You enter the elevator, thankfully still working, and descend beneath the ground. It opens to a kind of antechamber room with an exit on the other end, into the heart of the pyramid. There are glyphs carved into crystal panels on the walls, symbols that represent the wormhole. You keep You start across the room. The further you go, the more your head swims. You have to pause. I think you might faint, and it isn't just the radiation. Something down here, some great energy, and it's making your head hurt. Shake your head and try to clear it. Wait, maybe this is a bad idea. The fog clears again from your eye. Your head still hurts, but you can think again. Dis looks concerned, even going so far as to reach out to steady you. Try to explain it to Dis. It's hard to put into words. You just say, my head hurts, obviously. Obviously, he says. But no, it's more than that. You're seeing things. Kind of like the array, and kind of like a dream, but you feel like something super important is up ahead and you need to see it. Maybe we'd better leave. You don't look so good. Keep going! Past the antechamber is a long hallway sloping down. Two things around you are starting to look kind of weird, and two slightly different realities are overlapping. Dis's face is starting to phase in and out of existence. That's not good. You hit with strong waves of dizziness, nausea. Things seem to move in slow motion, but also far too fast. Lean over and... let's, You keep going. At the bottom of the hallway are more crystal panels on the walls, many facets broken. Or are they whole? The walls have crumbled and roots deep creep over everything, but also they don't. Every time you blink, the room seems to flip and switch between the two realities. But all the same, you feel compelled to continue. What is this place? This is both there and not there. The part on which exists looks concerned. We need to leave. Now. The place is hurting you. There's a round iris door at the end of the hall. Are you sure you want to go any further? Yeah, one more room. You pass through the doorway into a large square chamber with a sloping ceiling. Your sense of this place with the vibrations telling you this must be directly underneath the big pyramid on the surface. The floor and even the air here thrums with vibrating energy. Even I can feel it now. The room is empty except a raised platform in the middle, which looks enticingly like a bed. Which is convenient, because you are definitely going to faint this time. You collapse onto the platform and are overcome by a spectacular migraine helmet. Headache. It feels like your head's going to explode. Focusing on the... Alright, we can do this now. 9. That makes sense. Whoa. You slip into some kind of waking dream and layers upon layers of vision. This is your lover, or Mars, or Tammy. You're a boy and a girl, or both and neither. Young and old, a farmer, a hunter, a politician. You're dead, you're alive, never been bored. Time unravels before you, an infinite tapestry crumbling wherever you look. It's all very weird. You see the web of possibilities and understand that what time truly is. It's all happening at once, and none of it will ever happen. It's only sheer chance that any one possibility comes into existence. Not any intrinsic truth of the universe or fate. It's just a glimpse, probably over in a second. A glimpse of eternity you can hardly fathom. Then you see the wormhole, enormous in a starry sky. You look down and see yourself on a plateau, like gazing up at it. You recognize the place, Gnarlwood Bluff not far from the colony, alive with phosphorescence of glow season. This you seems expectant, as if waiting for something momentous to arise, something that will change everything. The vision is crystal clear, and you feel in control in a way you haven't since you started having these visions. You know where you must go there. You wake and feel refreshed. Your headache is gone. You're still a little dizzy, but the room has stopped spinning and has returned one singular reality. Vibrations have stilled. This face fills your vision. Solane! Solane! Are you okay? Tell Dis what you saw. He listens in awe and then injection to describe your vision. Why didn't I see it? I was here too. I want to know everything. Tell him about your dreams. You tell Dis about how not only did you see all those visions, but you believe they're real. You lived them, or some of them anyway. They're as real as the life you're living now. He listens intently and then nods. I believe you, he says. You look at him in shock, but he reaches out with his hand and puts over yours. I know what it's like when people don't. I'm not going to do that to you. You don't know what any of this means yet, but you're one step closer to finding it. You feel like that you just had some kind of mega prophecy, but it's too much at once and too hard to understand. Could the convergent domain handle this kind of information? Did they remember past lives, like you? Is that what this room, this observatory, was meant for? Whoa! Okay. The only thing you remember clearly from the visions is the image of yourself during glow season, standing at the top of the Gnarlwood Bluff just outside the colony, waiting for something. Alright. Well... That's, Well, I mean, I guess that we did what we came here to do. Hell. Unstable Deuce asking in chat, how do we justify the radiation treatment we're gonna need? I don't know. Ooh, let's talk to Rex. Rex beams when he sees you walking towards him. Solane! Just the person I wanted to see. You duck under the shade of an overhanging bit of construction. I wanted to talk to you about something. I wanted to talk about... us. What do you mean, us? I mean, how can I say this? You're hot, and I'm easy. Why don't we put those two things together and let's see what happens? Like, I really dig that we're friends. I just think that all friends should come with side benefits, if that's what both people want. And, gorgeous, I want. I appreciate it, Rex. I really do. You are fantabulous, but I am in a relationship with Nick. He laughs and ducks his head, running his hand through his hair. Sorry, I can't turn it off. I've never really dated anyone before. Like, I love people, and I really like fooling around with people, but those aren't always the same people, if you catch what I say. It's like how I love Nami, but I don't want to be sexy with them, and I've definitely hooked up with people I didn't really feel anything for, just because it was fun and we both wanted to. If you're okay with that, I think we could have a lot of fun and just see where it goes. I'm sorry, Rex. I don't feel the same. Rex gives you the biggest, saddest puppy dog eyes he's ever seen. Really? He whines, like literally whines. And he stands up straight and gives you a huge smile. Kidding. I'm just pulling your leg. We're cool for real, man. I mean, you know me, a dog's gotta hunt. I got plenty of friends I don't sleep with. I'm always happy to have one more. Rex slings a friendly arm around your shoulders. I'm glad we talked about this. Nothing better than a boy and his dog, right? You have to agree. It's awkward to tell someone you don't like them that way. But you feel good about this one. And Rex seems genuinely as happy as ever. Good to have a friend like Rex. Rex, you're great. Now I need to talk to you about Nami. Damn it. Alright. Sorry, folks. Got a weird text message. Do we have organizing 80 yet? Oh, we're one below. Okay. God damn it. OMG. Oh, wait, hold
on. OMG. You see the new requisition come in? It's for Rex. I wonder what he wants. Ugh, he's so fucked. I hope it's something for me. He knows I likes gifts, right?
You pull up the requisition on your own holopalm, and it's a mess. Rex has no idea how to fill these things out. At the bottom, under additional comments, he's written, I'm sorry, I don't know if I did this right. Help! You and Mars exchange looks. If you want an excuse to spend some one-on-one time with Rex, you'll have to fight her for it. All yours, Mars. Rex stops by for some hand-on time with Mars on how to properly fill out a requisition. He cracks a joke about how she has to go slow because he's never done it before, and Mars laughs so loud you're sure Seek is going to storm in here and bust him for wasting time. It takes them half an hour to fill out a form, usually takes you 5 minutes. Meanwhile, you have to stock the whole rest of the depot yourself. Ugh. Alright. Well... Eight, 7, 6. Yeah. Late wet. Ooh, let's talk to Mars. Mars is working the depot today. You find her sitting on a pile of boxes, rubbing her feet against them as she flips dismissively through a magazine on her holopalm. Every so often, she snorts at something she reads and rolls her eye.
Oh, hey, Solane. Would you rather have a really bad body odor for a whole day, or spend the whole day naked?
Yeah, I'm fine being naked.
Me too, Laura says. I mean, anyone can still be fabulous with no clothes on. It's probably you and me. I'm reading to some teen magazines from old Earth. You know, like fashion and makeup and dating and stuff. Turns the page, reads, well, don't be afraid to use green concealer. You may look like the Wicked Witch at first, but don't click your heels and go home. Stick with it, and you'll be on that yellow brick road to clear, beautiful skin. What does that even mean?
As somebody who is currently in Kansas, I don't appreciate the reference.
Papa taught me to put on makeup because I wanted to be pretty, like him. But it was never like, cover up your blemishes, make your nose smaller, hide your scungy pores, and that's all they ever talk about in these things. And it's like, was Earth fashion really about making everyone look as small as possible? What's wrong with them? I was biggest kid the whole time we were growing up, and I've always been gorgeous. And that's not just my genetic enhancement talking. What is your genetic enhancement? We don't know. Oh, we didn't know. Sometimes I think they should have just made everyone unable to feel shame. Like, all these magazines talk about how to fix your flaws or act different so people will like you. Such a waste of time. People don't like me, they can flick off. I literally do not care what they think.
Her augment is she's shameless. That's hilarious.
But the advice in these things is pretty good, though. Like, my dad taught me about reproduction and stuff, but they got so squicked out when I asked how you actually get someone to have sex with you. Teenagers on Earth are apparently very worried about getting boys to like them. Like, look at this quiz. 10 ways to tell if he's super into you. Ooh, let's see how into me you are, Solane. First question. Do you have any cute nicknames from you? Oh, no. That's fair. I don't have any for you. Second question. Do you get nervous around me? No. Not even a little bit? Acting like she's confronted. You go out of your way to see me? A bit? Oh, Solane, I'm happy whenever you come to talk to me. Us sophisticated folks gotta stick together. This is so wimpy. What's wrong with our teens? If you wanna know if someone likes you, just ask them. It's easy if you're not a coward.
Mars turns to you and leans in, bracketing your legs with her arms. You can smell her body lotion, light and floral, and feel the heat of her chest against your arm. What about it, Solane? Do you like me? I like an enemy more. Mars tilts her head. Oh, is that right? Well, I'm not a jealous. I don't mind sharing. Sorry, Mars. We are in monogamy. All right. Well, that was interesting. Also, this is the new The voice mod is the new AI enhanced voice mod, and that's not a joke. I can't hear it, obviously. I don't monitor my own voice on streams, so no clue if it sounds good or not. But it is what it is. Robot Spacer saying, "Does everyone here have the hots for you?" A little, but not everyone. No. I think it's very much a persona thing where, because my friendship with them is so high, it's doing the events to say, do you want to date this person or just be platonic friends? A team. Ooh. You leave the front gates and see Dis talking to one of the senior surveyors. He listens intently to their instructions, and surveyor hands him a satchel of instruments and claps him on the shoulder before walking away. Dis looks to you. Hey, Solane. It's still kind of loud to be allowed outside the wall. Huh. Remember when we used to sneak out? Eyes crinkling at the corner. It was so easy to avoid Chief Surveyor Tonin. Too bad he's dead. He was really nice to me. What's the weirdest thing you've seen? There's this big rock in the western ridges that's almost flat on top. When I go near it, it makes me feel happy. It's so strange. It's really hard to leave. First time I went there, I laid on top of it for so long, I almost missed the transport back. I know it's my job, but I haven't told anyone about it yet. I don't know how to explain it, but it's almost like it wants to be secret. I'd love to see it sometime. Weird expression passes over Dis's face before he schools it back to his trademark blank look. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think it wants that. This looks pretty busy, so you say goodbye, and you'll have to let him keep some of his secrets for now. What does more mean? What does more mean? Nami! You're about to challenge Nami to a game of Laser Fable, but you notice they seem kind of down today. When you ask what's up, they just sigh and scuff their feet in the dirt. Solane, what do you want to be when you grow up? A hero or explorer? Sure. Wow, it's so cool you already know what you want. What's that like? I've been thinking about what I want to do with my life, but I just don't know. I thought that being here mean I find something I'm good at, but everything I try just sucks. It's boring. I'm not good at anything except drawing and writing. Nami, let me tell you, those are very important and very hard to not farm, improve skills, so that's good. Before we landed on Vertumna, I thought I'd end up doing whatever was assigned to me, and we had this duty roster, right? And I figured we'd keep working in the canteen, and then I could spend the rest of the time playing holo games and making up stories. They frowned. I peeled a lot of potato. Since I landed here, I've been talking with Mars, and she's real serious about the idea that any colony worth living needs artists and writers like me. Yes, absolutely. So I was thinking, what if I really did follow my dream? I could be a comic artist, or a holo game designer, or a writer, or I could be anything as long as I've got the stuff to make stuff people like. What do you think, Solane? Absolutely. Do you really think so? Oh, I'm so happy. Do you know that in ancient times there used to be people called bards whose job was to tell stories? That sounds like the best thing ever. I'm happy for you now. That's absolutely a good way to go down. Tange, you got anything? Tange. Nope. Alright. We're gonna do another sweep of everybody out here. Excuse me. Sir? Pardon me, sir. You died. You're taking a sample at the base of the tree when you feel something patter off your head and fall to the ground. It's a nut? That's strange. This species doesn't use it. You look up and your stomach lurches when you've been being watched this whole time. A pair of familiar eyes peer down at you from the branches. It's Sim? Well, well, well. It isn't just the little human. You come to visit me, Sugarbug. I saw you die. Did you? You'd think I would remember that. If you did witness my death, I apologize. Sim continues. He leads down from his branch, his long hair dangling out of reach. I imagine I didn't enjoy it much either. I guess I'm happy you're alive? Sim sighs gratuitously. I wish everyone felt that way. One of my associates seems to feel otherwise. At your confused look, he waves his hand. One of the other gardener, Noctilucent. They don't really care for your humans, I'm afraid, and they're aware I've taken an interest in you. You're treading dangerous waters by hunting the animal. They become absolutely insufferable about it. Soon I won't be able to talk them down from taking matters in their own hand. Take that warning with the candor which it was intended, Sim turns to leave, but you sputter and grab his sleeve. You can't. After all that, you deserve some answer. Real one. He owes you that. He turns to you, one arch eyebrow raised. What is it? What do you really do here? Sim gives you a blank smile. I am a gardener. I was created to be a gardener. I imagine I will be until my services are no longer required. At your look of confusion, Sim softens. I need to change his voice a little bit. My throat's starting to hurt. Humanity is so concerned with purpose. It is because you were not created for one, and you spend the entirety of your short lives under the impression you need one. The concept of someone having a purpose must be seductive. He shrugs one elegant shoulder. My existence is simple. I act in ways for which I was created. That is not an interesting answer for an individualistic species such as yourselves. I am aware. Perhaps we both must accept that it may be beyond the human capacity to understand. Are you really Sim? The one and the same. I acknowledge this is difficult for you to understand. He takes a deep breath, considering his words carefully. Humans have but one short window of consciousness, which encourages you to think of yourselves as individual points in a line of history. You are, quite clearly, not your parent or your grandparent or your unborn children. You are your own marvelous creature. He places hands on his chest. I do not disappear when this form dies. I am eternal, in a sense. I am all who came before, and I am all who will come after. I am my own legacy. I am symbiosis. I fear I have said too much. I hope I can see you again soon, and that all may be revealed to you. Damn. I brought you something. A flower. Sim examines your gift in great detail and asks you various questions. Alright, well. I mean, I don't know how to deal with that. Yep, alright, we'll give that a pat. That's fine. I mean, I guess we'll just go back. Because none of these, I don't think any of these events are going to be helpful for us. Yeah, perception, we don't care about that. Alright, well. Sim's alive. Beautiful. Yep. Go home. We can sneak out and explore Glow, but what I think we're gonna do... Go up here. Can we tell Dis that he's alive? No, but we can give him a present. He's not at 100, right? Yeah. Interest you? No, but I still gave it to him. Ooh. You're trying to find Administrator Seek about something and accidentally stumble into a meeting they're having with Governor Lum. You didn't catch the topic of argument, but managed to piece together that Seek is trying to get Lum to come up with a way and explain something important to the colony. Whatever it is, Lum is dismissive about it. You hear him say he's not here to hold people's hands, which frustrates Seek. Figure it out, Seek. That's your job. Well, we say, let's spy on them first. We pretend to organize some papers and listen in. The colony is spreading a lot of resources on security squads, and these need to come from other departments. Zeke tells Lum he has to present the budget and convince the council that this is necessary. The governor is tired and cranky, and doesn't want to bother with another boring meeting. Lum rubs his temple. Ugh! Why is this my job? Can I get an assistant to take care of this? You could do it. You wait for Lum to storm off like he usually does, and you approach Seek while they're massaging their temple. You offer Seek to help with their problem. Seek sighs. The governor isn't used to how things work around here, they admit slowly. They clear their throat and look around to make sure he still isn't nearby. Nor does he have any real experience at running anything besides a squad of gun-toting soldiers. He doesn't appreciate the work civil servants like you and me. He thinks the person with the biggest gun and the nicest smile should be allowed to make decisions, with no regard for difficulties actually making those decisions reality. Perhaps it needs a more deft. I already have Mars working on softening him through social media, though she's quite rebellious. I could use someone I trust in the position. Administration. Alright. Well. A 9. An 8. An 8. A 6. And now you're all red. Ooh, Organizer's getting there. Like one more. 2 more and we'll be maxed out. You're heading to bed when the sirens begin to wail, heralding the beginning of the Xenofauna attack. Outside your window, you see the soldiers begin to form up. This year, Nem is heading up her own squad. You see her red hair bobbing along with the others as she rushes to defend the walls. Yeah, rush out after her. Nem looks at you in surprise, but nods when she sees you're ready to fight. Someone hands you a plas rifle, and you join her in the squad walls. You stand shoulder to shoulder with Nem and watch the Xeno masses on the far side of the firebreak. Look at them all. They just keep coming more and more every year. What are they even waiting for? Why don't they just attack already? She shoots a look at the rest of her squad, all of them Helios, mostly young adults like you, and lowers her voice. I just want to get it over with, you know? Helios learned to march before they could walk. I want to prove I can handle myself as well as they can. She runs her fingers down the barrel of her plas rifle. She senses the name Kombucha. Oh. A lowing from the forest draws your attention back to the enemy line. The wall of animals is approaching the eerie unison, their footsteps drumming a rumbling tattoo across the ground. Okay, here goes. The animals approach the wall at a steady pace, but stop short of the walls. Instead, they mill around outside the colony, near the garrison. In the eerie silence, you hear the sudden crackle of plas rifle fire and flying creatures falls to the ground. You hear Security Chief Rhett from his post on the walls, telling his squad to hold their fire. His voice rings through the still, expectant air. Xenos are just standing there. So quiet. The animals appear to be waiting for something. The uncomfortable impasse stretches into minutes until finally Nem tilts her head like she's hearing orders through the hearspeak. Okay, we're just gonna attack them, she says, her voice lilting up almost as if it's a question. Her Helio-born squadmates look at her with unsure expressions, but Nem nods. Yeah, to the walls. Open fire. Alright. Huh. I don't know that we should be doing this, but alright. You and the others open fire, joined by other squad. Oh. You know what? I wonder if they were waiting for the bomb to go off. Because Dis said that the Noctilucent was the one that asked him to do the bomb. Stable Deuce asking, have you considered under what circumstances breaking up with Nem is the preferred approach? None that I can think of. It does very much seem like there's no right, quote-unquote, relationship. So Nem is this playthrough's relationship for me. You and others open fire, joined by other squads at other points in the walls. The creatures continue to mill around as they're cut down by a hail of crackling plasma rifle fire, seemingly unbothered. Not until a few minutes passed, the creatures seem to wake up in a sense, breaking from the usual holding pattern and begin to batter the walls as usual. Flying creatures begin to soar overhead, landing in the courtyard and attacking from within. You stay on the walls and pick off what you can, trying to keep the creatures from forming a living pyramid to scale the walls. You can hear the battering of their bodies against the gates from here, and the commotions the gate defenders rally to keep it shut. Governor Lum charges up next to Nem. I need command of your squad. I'm taking them down to the courtyard to engage the enemy directly. Fuck, you're not. My squad, Nem standard. He looks conflicted. Lum is the governor and outranks her as a soldier, but he's Lum. He plans is bound to be dangerous or even suicidal. The rest of the squad are Helioborn, yes, but they're just teenagers like you. Don't you need us up here, supporting defenders from the walls? She chances to suggest. Yeah, we're more useful up here. Lum doesn't look convinced, but your support emboldens Nem. She stands up straighter and hardens her expression. I can't send my people into close combat. We're trained for ranged defense, not melee. The governor looks at your squad mates, but none of them make a move to follow him. He curls his lip in disgust and stalks away. Get fucked, Lum. Your squad remains on the wall, defending them against being breached by Xenos and picking off the flying ones before they can land in the courtyard. The gates stay standing, and after an hour after the attack ends, as quietly as it began, with the remaining Xenos slinking back into the forest from whence they came. In the quiet following the battle, the colony comes out of hiding together in the courtyard, surveying the damage. Everyone looks weary, but you survived another year with remarkably few casualties. Man, I wonder what would have happened if that bomb had gone off. As the gates are secured and people begin to pick through the mass of Xeno bodies, you spot Dis watching from up on the walls. He meets his eyes from the distance. You wonder how... Oh, fuck, okay. You wonder how tonight's battle might have gone if you hadn't stopped him from planting the bomb. Well, that answers that question. That must have gone really differently otherwise. Yeah, well, look at how much we raised Dis and Sim and Rex. Mom, Dad, you got anything to say? No? Mom? Yeah, the wall probably would have been scaled if we'd given Lum the truths. You catch your mom leaning against a rake and staring out at the remains of the walls of the surrounding colony. The field's usually getting pretty trampled in the attacks. There's a lot of work to get it back in shape. She sighs. What do you need, Solane? Tell her what you learned today. You tell her about bedbug infestation you've been helping Mars with on the down low because Mars doesn't want anyone to know she has bugs. And for telling them bedbugs are as large as your toe and can burp up acid. It sucked. You had to pull out everything from her room and take it to the laundry or incineration, then get in there and scrub down every corner of her room while Mars squealed every time she saw a bug. It was a whole day clean, but by the end Mars' rooms was sparkling, everything had been put back even better than it had been before. Good job, kiddo. I remember bedbugs back on Earth. Never thought I'd miss them. Rotunda has it way worse. Dad, you got anything to say? Nope. Alright. Alright, let's talk to Dis. Year 19. You head out the colony hoping to find Dis, and you do, as well as Rhett and Utopia, who've been teamed up to talk to Dis about something that has him scowling deeply. It was different before the attacks, you hear Utopia say, but you're older now, and when we're on expedition, you can get into a lot of danger. A lot more danger than when you were just a little kid going on walkabout. When you're out there on my team, I'm counting on you to do as you're told and to be where you said you'd be. What am I going to do if something happens to you out there, kid? What if you disappear one day and you're hurt and no one ever knows where to find you? What if... I'll be fine. I can take care of myself.
And if I can't, that's on me. That's not how it works here. You're not just putting yourself in danger out there. You're putting the whole colony in danger. I know you're a bit of a loner. You have family here. All of us. We are all your family. We're going to send people out to find you. And what if they get in the same trouble you did? We're counting on you to follow directions out there and keep everyone safe. Not just yourself. What if I don't want to be found? What if I just want to be left the hell alone?
Rhett and Utopia are stunned by Dis's outburst. Rhett opens his mouth to respond, but Dis talks over.
If I don't come back, just leave me out there. If this planet wants me dead, maybe I deserve it, huh? You ever think about that? Maybe I deserve to die out there. Maybe we all do.
With that, Dis stomps away. Rhett and Utopia look stunned. You follow Dis along around the outer walls of the colony, where he's angrily pulling things out of the drain pipe hiding hole he's been long since outgrown.
Stupid humans.
Stuffing what looks like a bedroll into a carrying bag.
I never think of anything except...
He trails off, seeing you. What do you want? You okay?
I'm great. Just awesome, actually. Thanks for asking. Screw this colony.
You watch him pull the things from his hideaway and throw them into 2 piles.
Screw this colony. I didn't ask to be part of it. I don't need it. I don't need anyone.
Better off living in the woods like an animal. At least that's real. He reaches in far and pulls out a busted-up looking mechanical device. His old alien communicator he used using gear he stole from Command.
Jeez.
I don't need that anymore. What do you mean?
Well, I've already got Sim. Didn't even need this old thing, did I?
I won't need it where I'm going anyway.
Please don't go. Why? There's nothing for me here, Solane. My mom's dead. I never had a father. My own twin sister hates me and thinks I'm an idiot. I don't have any friends except you. No one even cares about me and what I want. Everyone here will be better off without me, and honestly, I'll be better off without them.
Just finishes packing up the stuff he's going to keep, which barely amounts to a full backpack. Straps it onto his back and nods at you, determined.
Did I ever tell you my full name?
And he's gonna die. He's gonna die. No, you didn't. He smiles a little at that, just the corner of his mouth as he huffs a self-deprecating laugh.
I probably wouldn't have. It sucks, honestly. It's dysthymia.
Doesn't that mean...
Yeah. It means being sad.
What a joke, right? So Unstable Deuce... Yes and no. So Unstable Deuce says, Dis would rather die alone than be on a leash. I get. And then this is where he and I would differ. He'd just let him go and be happier out there on his own. So I think that's partially true. But I also think, A, he doesn't recognize that Tange does care for him. He doesn't hate him. We know that because Tange wanted us to find out what was going on with him. We also know people like Cal and even Nem care for him. I think he's just going through some really rough shit. He shakes his head.
Aunt Anne always talks about how babies making everyone happy. My mom's sad before she had me and Tange, having us make her sad. Was it me? Was I the reason?
Dis scuffs his boot on the dirt.
Whatever. Hey, Mom. No one cared about me, basically ever. Since before I was born, my own mom didn't love me, like the one person you think could. Whatever. I'm out of here. Thanks for everything, Solane. The only good thing about this shithole. I'm gonna miss you.
Give him a hug. You throw your arms around Dis, who grunts, and pass your back awkwardly. He doesn't relax until you finally relent and let him go. Watch him disappear between the fungal trees. Minutes, he's out of sight. You're getting ready for bed later that day when you see a colony-wide announcement through your holopalm. It reads as follows. Reminder that there will be no unauthorized trips outside the walls without prior authorization or expedition command. No one caught in violation of this rule will be punished. This includes going for a walk. Dangerous outside the walls and is only to be done by trained and armed personnel. Thank you. Command. How about that? Send Dis a message. Just messages you back immediately with just a picture of a knife. You're guessing he didn't get very far. Oh, he came back. Okay. Alright. I'm glad you're back, buddy. We will get this place to the point where you can explore safely. What's up, Rex? You spot Rex sitting on the second floor of unfinished building, his feet dangling over the edge. He waves at you and gestures as you come sit next to him. Hey, Solane, he says, shooting you a tight smile before looking back over the rest of the colony. From here, you can see the garrison soldiers marching around in formation, with Vase at the head. Rex watches them with an uneasy expression. What is it? Did Nami fall down the well? Rex musters up another smile. That's a good one. You always know how to brighten my day. You have one more surprise up your sleeve. You open your bag and pull out a dust melon you lugged over from the canteen. Rex brightens, makes the grabby motions with his hands. Yes, my hero! Rex tears into the soft rind of the melon with his fingers and splits it between the two of you. You sit together and watch a Vase bark orders at the other young soldier. Do you ever wish you were more like them? Rex scoffs, his lip curling a little as he takes a bite of his melon. No way. Marching around and taking orders? That's not the life for me. It's just, everyone on the Helio listens to Vase, you know? He doesn't like me, so that means I've always been an outsider, whether I wanted it or not. They're friendly to me, I guess, but it's not the same as having friends. Not like you, or Nami. It's a good thing I'm just a big friendly dog who likes everyone, you know? Or it would probably hurt a lot more. What is the deal with you and Vase? Rex's mouth twists, and he spits a dust melon seed over the edge of the building. It's kind of a long story, and not a fun one. Rather not drag it up again, honestly. Give me the short version. Rex frowns as he scratches his nose, still looking at the assembled garrison soldiers. The short version is that Vex isn't really the hero he tells everyone he is. He's just a bully. Yeah, I know this. Everyone acts like they like him, but they're afraid of what he'll do if they step out of line. That's the impression I get, too. Rex nods in slow acceptance of someone who's made long peace with their situation. Yeah, it sucks. It's just... Vase wasn't always like this. He used to be kind of like me. Small, weird kid with a chip on his shoulder who just really wanted people to respect him. He runs his fingertips over his left forearm, where a gnarled scar winds over the bone. Uh-oh. Well, he got it. Rex continues. He looks like he might say more, but goes quiet for a few seconds instead. I wish it was different. I wish he was different. We could have been friends, maybe. Thanks for listening, Solane. Rex straightens and puts on a happier face. I don't want to waste my day thinking about Vase, though. Not when there's friends to talk to and a whole world to explore and a dust melon to eat. He splits off with another segment of dust melon and eats it with gusto, laughing as the juices dribble onto his mostly bare chest. And baths to have, I guess. He giggles, wiping the juice and licking it off his fingers. Alright, man. I get it. Hugs incoming! I love that we can just get increased friendship with hugs. Let's see, Nami's birthday. Their birthday's mid-dusk, so we can give them a present now, and it'll be fine. Alright. Fucked face. Where's my girlfriend? Egg. Egg. Alright, so you're 19. We're doing good. We've got some time. Let us do another quick check if we can talk with Sim. We can, even as an event. Ooh, there's a Unisaur event there, too. Sim materializes out of the forest before you. Solane, forgive my directness, but you must come with me now. Please trust me when I say I have done my best to argue on behalf of your kind. Hope for only the continued survival of humanity. Ominous. He crouches down to slide into a hidden opening under the roots of the tree. You follow, feeling strangely as if you've been crawling into the belly of some animal. Take a drink. You emerge into a cave filled with the hum of strange machinery. A bank of ancient-looking control panels and crystal tank of glowing liquid seems to have almost grown out of the natural rock. Mineral deposits from moisture are trickling down the walls every cleanse them. Sim leads you to a console. This is the array. As I have explained, the body I wear is only a vessel. My consciousness, the person who I am, is stored in the array. I return to it regularly, storing my body in a regeneration tank, while I back up what I learned that day into the array. Physical forms are prone to injury and death, Sim says quietly. It's temporary, but highly unpleasant. Therefore, the Overseer prefers to remain in the array. Please take hold of these interface handles. You cautiously touch the handles and say, so the Overseer is a computer? The word software would be more accurate. Oh, the word software would be more accurate. Play cool. You can feel the Overseer pause, and a sensation in your mind reminds you of someone clearing their throat. I am the Overseer. I speak for the Gardener. We will now show you what we are. I am ready. You have the oddest feeling of memories of being inserted into your mind. First a trickle, then a flood. The civilization called the Convergent Domain once existed on this planet, over 20,000 years ago. In your mind, you see the dominion stretch from pole to pole. You know what? We'll make this work. From pole to pole. Their farms and solar arrays glittering on the surface of their massive cities tunneled below. I already know about the domain.
We are aware of that.
The Overseer replies, voice dry in your mind.
We know most everything that happens on this planet. The Convergent Domain created the Gardeners as their ecological control system, a vast network of artificial intelligences stored deep into a digital array. Self-propagating control towers and cloning stations were seeded, allowing a Gardener program to take on a biological form, downloading a copy of its consciousness into a host body created to suit the task at hand.
You think of Sim, his body created to suit the task of befriending you?
Under the direction of the Convergent Domain, the Gardeners control the weather, the acidity of the soil, the cultivation species in their farms, and the rapidly shrinking wild areas of the planet.
The Overseer doesn't quite sigh, but you get the impression it would.
Over time, the Domain nearly destroyed this planet.
They didn't respect nature?
Correct. They saw the natural world as an unending buffet of resources. The exhaust from the factories blanketed the planet, choking out sunlight and oxygen. They consumed too much, destroyed the planet's ecosystem. They fought bitterly over the remaining resources.
You know what? I'm missing one of my points rewards. Otherwise, I would have just told you to use that culinary disaster, but sure.
Grand Marshal Akiko the 14th.
Anyway. Yep.
The last directive the Gardeners were given by the Domain was to repair the planet's destroyed ecosystem. The Gardeners tried, but it was too late. When the crops failed and the atmosphere became too thick for sunlight to pierce, Convergent Domain perished by the billions. The last survivors took to the sky in colony ships and never returned.
You try to imagine a tragedy of this scale, but it's just too enormous, too abstract to wrap your head around. The Overseer continues relentlessly, new thoughts flooding your mind.
Over millennia, the Gardeners took their task seriously. It takes little effort to render a planet inhospitable, and significant dedication to restore it.
Trust me, Overseer, I understand. Weird.
Under the guidance of the gardeners and the final directive of the convergent domain, nature at last reclaimed the barren planet. The garden exists in perfect balance. And now, your species has invaded it.
We had nowhere else to go.
Your kind had the option to stay where they were, the Overseer replied. Do you think we have empathy for the convergent domain who fled on colony ships? The ones who selfishly refused to give their bodies back to the planet they destroyed with their pride? You chose to come here, and you continue to stay here. You could intend choose to die. Some Vertumnan species have a technique of future sight, which the gardeners harness to catch glimpses into the web of timelines. We see that you possess this technique too, alone in your kind. We have foreseen that humans pose a great danger to this planet. You are a monoculture, an invasive species. You throw our hard-won balance into disarray. Since arriving, you have shown nothing but a willingness to consume the planet's resources and replace them with more humans.
We have as much right to live as anything. Rising and going extinct over thousands of years.
Animals, with their short lives, are ignorant creatures. They care only for survival and for the survival of their children. They have no concept of a legacy that spans the lifetime of a planet. They cannot be blamed for living as their only purpose. But humans are animals with the powers of God. You consume recklessly, and your ceaseless fear of death fouls your every action. You shape the planet. You bend nature to your will, thinking only of yourselves. This is power no animal should have. Most gardeners would prefer to stamp you humans out like encroaching weeds. Indeed, we have tried using ecologically compliant organic methods. We are impressed at your tenacity to withstand these eradication procedures.
Yearly attacks, the famine, the pollen, not random and natural occurrences at all, but gardener tactics to encourage the eradication of pests.
But symbiosis speaks in defense of your kind, and took effort to convince us that you were sentient and capable of communication. You present us with a quandary. You come from the stars, refugees of catastrophe of your own design, one that you are intent to recreate here on a planet which still bears the scars the last time it was used carelessly. So we ask here, what are we to do with you?
Humans can change. Help us.
Do we teach your kind to be stewards of nature? Perhaps your children take up the mantle as well, and their children. But soon you are dead, and your children's children. Generations pass. No one alive remembers the time the gardeners came to the humans and taught them the proper ways to live. And now there are too many of you to teach, and your behavior's too entrenched. What then? Genocide?
There's silence in your head, and you only hear the sound of water trickling down the cave walls and gentle hum of machines. Eventually, wow, that's a card. The Overseer speaks in your mind one last time.
For now, you may leave freely. We will consider this quandary, and we will be monitoring you and the other humans.
You feel a strange pull as your consciousness removes your hands from the interface. There you have it. That is my boss. Your boss needs to get out more. Stiff huffs, like he's afraid to laugh. He walks over to you to run his hand over the consoles. And now, you know how to connect to the array. But you should not come here unless I am with you. Sim takes your hand and looks at you solemnly. When you interface with the array, you hold everything we are in your hands. It took a great deal of negotiating to convince my fellow gardeners to trust you with this power. Please, do not prove this trust mistaken. What is his mate? His augment. Oh, he's an AI construct. Alright. Ooh, we got another one. Alright. Sim nods as you approach. Just the human I wanted to see. The Overseer would like to speak with you again. Oh, okay, that was quick. Sim leads you to the same cave as before. Nothing has changed, and you get the impression that nothing much does change here. I need another drink. It's a lot of talking. Hey, Drake. The follow channel's pain cuts it off, so it thinks you said I was a teenage exorcist. I do have quite a few exorcist games, but no, this is not it. I guess that's the young priest. Who's the old priest? The old priest is the machine. So, Sim leads you to the same cave as before. Nothing has changed. You get the impression nothing much does change here. You place your hands on the handles of the array and wait. We have... Oh, okay.
We have thought over our conversation.
You feel the Overseer in your mind.
We considered that symbiosis may be corrupt and need reabsorption, but his affection for your species is genuine. So we have an offer to make you. Humans wield godlike powers, but lack the capacity to understand the consequences of their actions. You have no connection to the land you claim, beyond the short, brutal window of your own consciousness. Our offer is this: we will not eradicate your colony. Instead, you will be tended to, just as the gardeners tend to the rest of the planet. You'll be given fresh water, clean air, good soil, and be protected from outside harm. In exchange, humans will stay within their colony and limit their population growth as to maintain the balance with the habitat. You will not leave this colony to procure more resources. You will cease all hunting, logging, and expansion outside your valley.
Like a human nature reserve?
More or less. You are a curiosity to us, as well as a sentient species. We would like to preserve you, without endangering the ecological balance of the planet. Now you will go and convince the others of your species to agree to our compromise.
Hmm. I'll try my best. Like, because my mind, the way that my mind works on this is like, these are, I mean, pretty much, this is the indigenous species of the planet. We already have enough colonization issues. If we should work at peace with them, and when we can show that we will not destroy the planet, or when we learn to not destroy the planet, the deal can be adjusted. I will try my best. You say you don't know if there's any way to convince Governor Lum to agree to this? The Overseer seems to accept this.
An envoy will visit Glow season to discuss it formally. To be clear, an armed envoy. We suggest making yourselves look non-threatening to them.
Sim gives you a slight smile. That seems like it went well. I fought hard for them to consider options other than eradication. He's so happy. I'm glad that my trust in you was correct. As Sim leads you back outside, you quietly wonder at him. This man, or this artificial intelligence resembling a man, hello, has pushed his directives to the limit to help humanity. His interest started with a mere curiosity, but over time he has come to love humans and value your survival. Has he made a mistake? Thank you, Sim. I'll give you a flower. Brought you a flower. Thank you, Sim. Alright. Let's talk to this other Unisar. You walk to a clearing, immediately stop your tracks. There's a Unisar here. You've seen them before, fill you with a sense of awe. Eat some snacks! You take a break and pull up some snacks from your pack. The Unisar's ears twitch back and forth, its head swiveled to look directly at you. There's a tense moment where you're not sure if you're supposed to run or stay still. Eventually, the Unisar turns tail and bounds out of the clearing. Aww. Alright, well, let's finish this up. It's beautiful. We've done this one before, so we'll go home. Birthday time! As usual for this time of year, I understand Unstable Deuce. I get you. But this game has shown me that a lot of it is about optimism and hope. And I like to live my life that way anyway, despite being quite a realist. There's nothing wrong with being optimistic, and there's nothing wrong with having hope. As usual for this time of year, your dreams have been more vibrant and invasive. You have trouble distinguishing dreams from reality during the day, and you dread falling asleep at night. How did that hop eye get in your room? Follow it. You chase it out your balcony door, find yourself on a thickly wooded path, the mushwood pressing in close on every side. The light here is weird, pink and glittering, casting teal shadows. The hop eye disappears down a hole in the ground, and without thinking you dive after it, squeezing your shoulders to fit through. You tumble into a cave, beautiful and surreal, shimmering with a light that seems to come from within. When you take a step forward, granules of pink sand crunch underfoot. Cave opens to a forest that seems lifted from a fairy tale. Sunlight beams through breaks in the trees, illuminating a path of mushroom-ridged stepping stones that lead to a small cottage. You spot the stop eye hurrying further down the path. Visit the cottage? You don't meet anyone in the cottage, but it isn't empty. There's something alive in a green old crate in the back of the cottage. Banging furiously, jiggling the latch, demanding to be let out. You lift the lid to find yourself falling into the empty box. You land on solid ground, your breathing whooshing from you. It's hot here. The twin suns beat down on you, burning your skin on contact as if the air is painful to breathe. Oh, and the air is almost painful to breathe. In all directions stretches a barren wasteland of dead trees, like bones puncturing the dry skin of the planet. You rise from the dusty, cracked earth and begin to walk, stumbling over the bones of unknown creatures. You don't know where you're walking, only that the horizon doesn't change. The red sky just stretches overhead like a great bowl of heat pressing down on you. Great roar shakes you and turns to see a chimeric nightmare, a manticore but with Governor Lums' face. Oof. He's towering over you from the podium, his claws cracking and tail thrashing as he proselytizes. We, primeval forest felling, he chants. We, the rivers stemming, piercing the deep mines within. We, the surface broad surveying. We, the virgin soil upheaving. Overhead, the sky is streaked with smoke. You hear a rumbling in the distance. Stand to face it. You plant your legs and refuse to look away from the beast. With a yell from behind you, Mars appears and swings a sword made of light at the Lum abomination. Its head rolls across the dirt, but it continues to speak. You turn from the scene and walk away, feeling the memory of it cling to you as you push and claw your way through another reality. You stumble forwards into a dark, glowing forest. Blessedly cool air brushes your cheek, thick with moisture and making your face wet as if you've been crying. The path wends upward, flanked by humanoid figures carrying candles. Some wearing robes, some armor, some lab coats, and envirosuits and formal wear. Some are elderly and barely 10 years old. All turn to look at you, and realizing with a jolt, they are you. Every single one of them is you. You see yourself reflected in the eyes as they gaze upon you dispassionately, a line of possibilities stretching out as far as you can see. The hop eye crouches between the ranks and gazes solemnly out as you pass. You walk steadily upward, feeling their unflinching gaze follow you. Overhead, the wormhole hangs in the sky like an overripe fruit, bending the heavy branch of space and times towards you. It's so close, you feel as if you could touch it. You stretch out your hand, seeking. You wake up. Ooh, insomnia. Milky quiet sunlight pours through your window, flakes of bromide snow piling up to the glass. You feel tired as when you went to bed. It's your birthday. You're 19 years old. Only one more year as a teenager. I think this may be the last year. I'm surprised we didn't actually get a birthday party. Mars. Alright. Dis, can we tell you about the freaky things that we've seen? Dis is relaxing on the back of one of the expedition vehicles, absorbed in a hollow novel. You clear your throat and he jumps and gives you an awkward but genuine smile. Hey, Solane, he says, pulling his legs out for way so you can climb in behind him. It's getting harder to find places to be alone here, don't you think? I'd kill to be out exploring, but Utopia insisted we have a rest day. This closes his hollow novel. It's so crowded here, and it's boring. I'd rather be out there with Sim, learning about his planet. It's so interesting. I could talk to him forever, you know, like we really connect. Have you gotten much out of him? Yeah, well, I mean, sort of. He still says there's stuff I'm not supposed to know yet, but I figured a lot of it on my own. The biggest thing is the planet's basically all connected, like a fungal network that's so old, complex, it's like a computer. Not just the mushrooms, the trees, the animals, even the rocks and the water. He didn't want me to know that one, but I guessed it. Remember how your dad got sick every year from pollen? It was actually fungal spores? I just started thinking from there, and like, yeah, as everything on the planet refreshes its communication network with fresh spores. It's so cool. I knew that one. Really? How about the fact that Sim is really old? Really, really old? Like probably thousands of years old? Sometimes he talks about stuff from ancient history like he was really there, because he totally was. He still acts like a kid sometimes, you know. He loves holovids and candy and playing tricks. I knew that one. Oh, right. He said you helped him get access to the holovid archive. Good job, by the way. Oh, and I've seen other gardeners. They don't look like Sim at all. They look scary. I saw one too. His eyes go wide. You met Noctilucent? His eye runs his hand through his hair. They're so different than Sim. Okay, one more. The gardeners don't have clothes. Sim was naked when I met him. I had to bring him clothes from the colony. Are you blushing? No. It's just really embarrassing, okay? He was naked. I didn't know where to look. What about you? Has he told you? Well... Just listen intensely. Sim can't die. You tell Dis how you've seen Sim die, only come back later in a different body. He listens intently. That explains so much. No, he's 100. I don't want to... explains so much. He's told me he's not afraid of death like me, but that's so cool. I want to be able to do that. The convergent domain made the gardeners. Dis listens in shocked silence as you unburden yourself of everything you learned about the convergent domain, the gardeners, and the history of Vertumna. To his credit, he doesn't once say that you're making things up. Of all the people in the colony, you know Dis is the one person who can count on to believe you without question. When you're done here, Dis just stares out the window of the cab. Finally, he blinks and clears his throat. As if coming out of a daze. I have to talk to Sim about this. This changes everything. I wish we could tell people about Sim. I feel like if people knew him like we do, they'd realize what we're doing here is wrong. But I'm scared that if I tell someone, Sim will never talk to me again. He says we're not ready. We can't tell anyone what we know. I know. I don't want to mess up whatever plan they have. I just want to help, you know? I know. Alright. Alright, we're technically out of time. I'm gonna go another 20 minutes. No, you know what? We'll stop here. We've got 1 year left, which I feel like is a good way to go with a final stream. We may stream before Sunday. I will make sure people know. Check out the Discord. If you're watching live, thank you so much for watching live. If you're watching the archive, please feel free to watch something else out on the channel. We're actually, interestingly enough, we're very close on my YouTube to getting to the number of followers needed so that I could actually get a unique YouTube URL. If you are not subscribed on YouTube, feel free to go give it a click. It is free. You can find the link in my About Me and my other links down below. I would love... It's where all my archives go. If you ever want to see anything I've streamed over the past couple of years, go ahead and check that out. Everything from before I debuted as a VTuber to all my VTuber stuff. Even got all of my extra live streams are up on there, including the one with Retro and I. Speaking of which, I mentioned this briefly, but we have confirmed that there will be an OK Games October Spooktacular, which means that Retro, Edga, and I are going to be doing a bunch of co-streams over the month of October, doing some horror games. Timing is still worked out. I know there will be a bunch of streams the final week of October. There will be streams before that as well. I need to reach out to a few people about other potential things in that, because there's going to be a few weeks where Retro is out on vacation and Edga will not be able to stream. And I would like to do some additional things earlier on in the month. I'm not going to reveal the games right now. I know what some of them are. We're still working out the full list, but keep an eye out for that. I'm very excited to do that. Hopefully you guys can catch them. We will be doing different streams on different channels, so some will be on my channel here, some will be over on Retro's channel, some will be on Edga's channel. Keep an eye out. This Friday, Britt, on Britt K. Kaylee's channel, please give her a follow if you have not already. I will be helping her and her friends with some Final Fantasy XIV stuff, some voiceover of main storyline. No, excuse me, we finished the main storyline. Some voiceover of the Raid story. So come check that out. You can hear me voice Eric. His name is much longer than that, but I'm just going to abbreviate it as Eric. And you can see me as the mysterious swordsman, a samurai, help her and her friends take down some monsters. We will be back potentially Saturday, potentially Sunday. Or no, definitely Sunday, if not Saturday. And then we can talk about what's next. It will be an AI, artificial intelligence initiative. Oh, wait. Let's do it right.
Artificial intelligence initiatives.
And there'll be a new game for that I'll be able to talk to after we finish this one. I have dramatically enjoyed my time with this game. I guess we'll see how I feel after whatever ending I get. But yeah. If you're watching live, stick around. We will visit someone rad. If you're not watching live, again, thank you so much. Other than that, please be safe and be kind to one another. Bye-bye!